Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to another Sunday Funday. Here we are, ready to roll some dice, tell some stories, and have some general amounts of Sunday style fun. I'm excited to be here. I really, really am. I want to jump right in. I will say we will only have one game today. One, because I am still just not 100% on my voice, and since I use that a lot, I should take care of it. So we're going to do one game today, and I'm really excited. We've got a great crew, some new faces, some old faces, general faces here on the channel, and I'm really excited. So we're going to go around. Let's let you guys quickly introduce yourselves. Tell us who you're playing, so make sure to give us your race and your class. And I have to know, today, as you introduce your character, I want to know your character's favorite holiday. What is, it could be a made-up holiday, it could be their birthday, it can be anything that they qualify as a holiday, but I want to know, what is their favorite holiday? And we're going to start with Anardovi. Welcome.
Okay, I'm playing Morente. They are an Elatrin elf. They are local in the season of winter, and they are wizard, platinum, and their favorite holiday is what would be equivalent of Christmas in this world.
Yeah, like a solstice type holiday, like an end of the year, kind of like festive. All right, cool. Your little winter festival holiday. Very nice. And we've got Dracosaur back. You sound like me.
I've got a bet. Yeah. Well, Draco, but I'm playing Sari Ruby Eye, a dwarf. And basically what this world's equivalent to Valentine's Day is. She, for some reason, something about it that just hooks her just that little bit.
It kind of pulls at the heartstrings.
Yeah, just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, very cool. And let me hide this so my players can't see it before it's too late. There we go. Okay, I hit it. It's too late. All right. And who else? What's next up on my screen? Almond Doctor. Welcome, Cam.
Hey everyone, I'm Almond Doctor. I'm playing Gus. He is Ford's cleric, goblin, and I feel like little Gus's favorite holiday equivalent is Christmas, because he usually spends it with his adopted mother. If anyone remembers the last LDR campaign one shot that I did.
Yep, I sure do. Yes, all right, very nice. And we're getting all these wintry vibes, which I love, because we're actually coming out of winter and going into spring, so it's all of us being like, come back, we hate you, sunshine. All right, and somebody that I've played with before in the past, I can't remember, Drake, have you played on the channel before?
I don't think I've been on this channel.
On my channel, yeah, but we've played together in the past. Well, welcome, I'm excited to have you here. Tell us who you're playing, Drake.
I am playing Crash, Goblin Rogue Thief.
2 goblins today, gang.
Yeah. Those Crash is not a real name, but that's everybody calls him. For a reason.
For reasons. Nice, nice. And Crash's favorite holiday?
Steal what is useful.
That's his favorite holiday. Is just, yeah.
And we do this every day.
Yeah. The day of stealing is his favorite holiday. Yeah. Awesome. And nice. And we'll move right along. The Helper 12. Welcome.
Hello. Today I'm playing Danos of the Second Finger. Yes. Well, the way it works is his second name, sort of like his family name, but he's an illegitimate child. So he thought, well, I'm the second child. So instead of being called Danos the Hand, I'm Danos the
The
second
second
finger.
finger.
He's a
Tragic,
human,
really.
and I think I'd say his favorite holiday is probably the Christmas equivalent, because hey, a day when someone gives you stuff for free, well, that sounds wonderful to him.
I see.
Wonderful.
Well, today we're not gonna celebrate our winter solstice or our Valentine's Days. Today is that time of year where people decorate everything in bright colors. Kids run around. There are spring festivals, dances, very social events. But as all Sunday Fundays are, we start inside of one specific pub, the Ginger Brew Pub, run by the great Brulnice Lady Chops, a red-haired dwarf who both built and runs this place, and she brews up this killer red ale. And this pub that she has placed on the road for anybody to stop into has drawn a bit of attention recently, and more people are beginning to set up shop here. A small bazaar has popped up out front, and the kind of spring festivities are in full swing. People are hawking their wares. There's a gypsy reading tarot cards out of the back of a wooden wagon, and people drink merrily in the streets in this kind of small thwarp that has popped up. I gotta know, why are each of you here? We're gonna go backwards this time. I gotta know, why are you here? What brings you to Brulnice's thwarp? Danos, what is Danos doing here?
Well, Danos, he is on the move. Obviously, because his family isn't accepting, because he's illegitimate. He's thinking, I'm going to go out into the world, make something of myself, and be better than them. He's stopping here because he's on the way, and he wants to familiar himself with the people. What the people are like, perhaps gain some fame, maybe even a bit more fortune while he's at it.
Yeah, well, this would be a place to do it, at least if you're looking for odd audience, because Brunies doesn't care what your race, your class, or your alignment is. If you've got gold coin to spend, and you need a place to rest your feet, the Ginger Brew Pub is that place. So as you kind of wander through the streets, you see quite a few things, but most importantly, everybody's drinking this red booze. And as you walk, you see a goblin. Crash the goblin. Tell us what does Crash look like, and what brings Crash here, Drake?
Well, you actually don't see she's a goblin. She's mostly covering herself up with dark clothes and with a hood, and then actually have a scarf around her mouth. The only thing you can really see is just here.
The eyes.
Yeah. So it could be a goblin, could be a halfling.
I see. Yeah. Maybe you're not sure, Danos, but there's a small figure. What brings Crash to Brulnice's side of town?
A lot of things that happen. Lots of chances to take useful things.
Yeah, this is definitely a place for it, especially since, here people can sell some black market type things. Nobody really blinks an eye. So your more rare items would definitely be here. And you're probably going around seeking the next great pocket to pick, or your next victim, I guess we could call it. Excuse me, as you wander, there's also another goblin in the crowds today outside. Gus. What does Gus look like, and what brings Gus to the Ginger Brew Pub?
Gus sort of looks like, well, to be fair, kind of like this.
Kind of like that. So are you a baby gob?
No, minus the pacifier.
Oh, I see, okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
But, yeah, a small little, like, blue-purple gob, 12-ish.
Okay.
And, he's decked out in his, like, what's the best word? Clergy, sort of, cleric like you clearly see his god, and he's just hacking away at making little trinkets for kids on this.
Oh, cool. Yeah, the kids are like, ooh! They've kind of gathered around as you tink away. And the sound carries out as we follow the camera, and we get to see, is it Sari? Ruby?
Sari.
Sari. As we see Sari here, wandering the streets of this small spring festival that has popped up in Brunice's neighborhood. What does Sari look like, and what brings you here?
Well, Sari's a little on the shorter side for a dwarf. She's probably only about just over, say, 4 foot, so 4'1", maybe. And she's actually got quite long, dark purple hair. And her eyes are actually red, hence ruby eye. So.
Oh, very nice.
And she's here for reasons, but one of those reasons is this famed booze that she's heard about that supposed to be quite fiery. She's heard, so she's come for some of that as well.
Yeah. So you've heard the rumors are vast and varied, but until you really put it to your own lips, you don't know, right? And there's plenty of it going around, and you can very easily help yourself to a glass, or you can go in and have it served by Brunice herself. I guess it's kind of up to you. People seem to be openly drinking in the streets. It's that kind of festival. And last but certainly not least, the camera follows down the streets, panning quickly through laughter and clinking of glasses. And Arcdovi, tell us about your character. What do you look like? Why are you here?
Morant is sitting on some sort of makeshift table. On a table, there's a cup, and then on the table there's also 2 dice. And Martin has a tall elven woman, and as I said, they are in the winter form with sort of icy hair and snow-like skin.
Well, you probably stand out amongst the bright green colors and these vibrant. There are a lot of ceramics and paintings and lots of brightly colored fabrics people are selling. So I imagine as you walk through, you stand out, you contrast against this kind of vibrancy. And each of you, for whatever reason, have, if you would like, have helped yourself to a glass. And there is music and dance. There seems to be some kind of maypole celebration where kids are dancing around a pole with ribbons. And a commotion begins to happen inside of Brunice's pub. There's, if you're inside, you see it quite readily, which is that, a kind of elderly gentleman, a bit estranged, you can tell by, the one cocked eye, and the lack of teeth, seems to be hollering about something. The Great Rabbit, he keeps saying, the Messiah, the Great Rabbit. And Brunice is, of course, trying to wrangle him out of the door. She tosses him out onto the street.
I'm outside, next to the door. Where am I?
Where would you like to be?
Yeah, I'm just outside. I have the box table and small box chair. There's 2 of those small boxes. And I look over at the throne man. Would you like to play a game?
Game? No time for games! The Great Rabbit has risen!
Rabbit?
By this point, I probably would have heard this elderly man raving about rabbits.
Yes.
I think he's probably insane. I can't help but watch this guy and see what questionable thing he does next.
Yeah, I would say quite a few people are trying to avoid him as to not spoil their festivities, but a few people are finding it rather humorous. They kind of gathered around, so you don't really stand out, but you can definitely get closer as a crowd is drawing. And he says, "Nobody believes me."
Cress will walk up to him, just, I believe you, and try to reach in to one of his pockets to steal from him.
Okay, you can totally do that. Make a sleight of hand check if you don't want him to notice you. There's enough commotion, you don't have to do a stealth check. You're small and you're a goblin, but I need the sleight of hand.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right, that's really good. Yeah, so I would say you, for some reason my camera is off. Let me fix that, so you can see the awesome roll that just gave us. There we go, a 24. So, the man doesn't even notice as you very quickly pick his pocket. What you pull out of it is a small object. It is kind of spherical in nature, though not a perfect sphere. It looks very much like a tiny bird's egg, like a robin's egg, and it is gold. It is made of gold. Solid.
I just stand there actually in front of him because I've spoken with it now. And just
anybody that would like to have seen the pickpocket happen can make a perception check.
Sure, I'll do it.
I only hide that I took it. I don't hide that I have it on me.
Yeah. Okay, nice. Woo! These rolls today, gang.
Nobody sees.
Alright, while these rolls are happening, I should definitely say that if you are out there in chat, guess what? You can become involved in today's ridiculous game about golden eggs and the rabbit messiah. But by simply donating to the channel, you'll see the Star of Chaos there is currently a black void. When you make a donation to the channel, it becomes less of a black void, and when it fills, chaos pours out of the star into our world. So fill it up, and when it fills, we'll add some chaos. In addition, if you give things like bits to the channel, you can scroll to the donation piece below and see how those can affect you. You can give nat 20s, advantage, disadvantage, all kinds of things. So, and for those of you that are Patreon supporters, remember some of those get wrapped up in your Patreon, so make sure you know what you've got, and you can message me privately to give those away. Anything else? Oh, and of course we can't forget, at a certain level, you can give what is known as a wild magic dot to somebody. These wild magic dots are rifts through magic that simply just happen sometimes. If you would like it to happen more frequently, you can donate a dot to someone, which is kind of like a magic curse. So get on that, and I'm going to drop some links here in just a second for you. You can hit that link right there, though, if you would like to start donating. In addition, maybe you don't want to give money, maybe you just want to add a dot. You can do that too, I believe. What is it? Oh yes, magic dot. There you go. If you want to add to the list of magic dots before people have to start rolling randomly off of it, you best get on that, because I have a feeling today's game's going to get a little cray. Okay, my spiel is done. And as all of you peer over, you notice, all of you, I would say, okay, I'm gonna take the 20s, not the 13. What was that, Draco?
I was actually going to say, I've stepped over him and I've just walked inside. I'm just ignoring all
just
of
the
this.
whole thing, you're like, whatever.
Yeah, I just want to agree.
Yeah, okay, nice. Yeah, you burst open the doors and you can see Bruni's kind of muttering to herself. The tavern is extremely busy today. It is jam-packed. She is bustling about, and she kind of quick waves at you as you enter, but she seems just like, unless you're gonna ask her for a drink, she's busy. You know what I mean? And she kind of bustles about, and she's like passing out drinks. She goes back to the bar. She's loading more onto a tray. Those of you outside, I would say Danos and Morin, the two of you notice the goblin pick the pocket of the estranged man. And I would say because the 24 for the sleight of hand beat your 20 perception. You see him pick the pocket, but you don't see what it is. Unless, Crash, you want to make it known what you've pulled out of the pocket.
I'm just standing here with it, like, looking at it.
Okay, so you guys do see it. There's something shiny, this kind of gold nugget, very clean and round, that Crash has pulled from the pocket of the estranged man. But he continues to hoop and holler.
Well, I've seen this happen, so I'm just gonna approach a bit further. So I'm standing next to two of them. I'm just gonna lean down a bit, obviously because he's a goblin, and say, "That's an interesting trinket you've got there."
Man, I don't know what it's good for yet, but I'll keep it.
He goes, "No, you can't take that! That's the only proof I've got!" He goes, "I mean it! It's the last gold egg!"
Well, too bad. It's mine now. And I start walking off into the tavern.
He kind of looks around like, isn't anybody gonna help this old man?
I cast Hold Person on them.
On Crash?
13.
All right,
DC.
13 DC. Let's see how it goes, Crash.
Oh, God. Wisdom, I guess?
Yeah, I believe it's wisdom.
Oh, shit.
Just a goblin.
No!
You like go to walk away, and you like
Wait,
right before you hit the door. Yeah, there's like you freeze. And the old man goes, "Oh, thank you." He goes over and plucks it, and he says, "See, I told you, the rabbit, the Messiah that lays the golden eggs." Oh, thanks, Snowdog. Snowdog just made us a little bit of a helping hand further towards our goal of chaos ensuing. And the golden egg. He holds it up and he goes, "The great Messiah has been possessed. It walks again." He seems to talk in these strange riddles.
Yeah, so at this point I still think he's nuts. So I'm gonna go up to him and go, "Hi. Are you okay? You don't look okay."
He looks up at you. He grabs you by, I don't know exactly what your shirt collars look like, but he grabs you by armor or something and pulls you close. And he says, "Listen to me. I laid that rabbit in the ground myself. And in 3 days' time, it walked. And it now possesses that of a great lich that lays golden eggs."
Get go back! That's not good. I'll do something.
A few people are like, "Okay, this is far," because he's not really trying to keep hidden what he's saying. He just says it a lot closer to your face than he did before. And they're like, and a few people begin to dwindle. Like, I don't want to get involved with this guy.
All right. So I obviously I don't believe him, but I'm still going to say to him. So where is your rabbit that's produces
He's
gold?
gone back to his castle.
I just sigh. Like, really?
Castle,
Really?
big house, lots of things.
He goes, "No."
A lot of things, useful things. Let's go.
Broly's, the camera kind of cuts inside. You can hear this happening outside, and Broly's, of course, I'm guessing you walk up to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you do, she's very quick, like, "What you want?"
A bit. Yeah. Some of your finest and your biggest mug.
She's like, before you even finish, she's already tapping something like behind her. The wall behind the bar is just kegs. It like separates the space in half, and she like taps it.
An actual keg, please.
Yeah, and she kind of plops it down, and she's like, "He's always coming up and in here and making problems for me and my customers. He always talks about this rabbit he owned."
That old bloke.
She kind of nods. Yeah, just makes my skin crawl.
One moment. And I turn around and I head towards the door. Just push it open a little bit. And it's like, just to see what's happening. Is he at this point, is he in the process of just going? Ah.
Yeah, he's like shaking Danos, like exclaiming to the gods that this rabbit he put in the ground rose again in 3 days' time and is now possessed by a lich that lays golden eggs.
So I catch all that about the egg and the rabbit and the lich and all that.
Yeah, you kind of catch, I would say, as it starts, you're like coming up on it, because it's just a Western style, like, open swing door to the bar, at least in the spring it is, and so you can hear most of it, but the closer you get, the clearer it becomes.
Shake my head. It's like, I was looking forward to that drink. I'll be back. And I walk outside, and I just go, what? Like, what the hell is going on? Can you not keep it down? I want to have a drink here.
He goes, the old man's like, you don't understand. Please, somebody help me. I'll take you as far as the castle, and then all you have to do is go inside.
Back a few feet.
He goes, I'm sorry. He kind of like pulls back and he realizes that like in his chaotic state, he's turning people off to his story. And he's like, I don't know where else to go. Nobody wants to believe me that the rabbit walks again.
If Cress helps, can Cress get stuff as we walk? Take stuff from the castle?
You can have all the golden eggs you can carry.
I can carry.
That's no much.
Cress doesn't even know what to use with it. Find other things.
So I presume this isn't a friend of yours then? Well, I'm looking at Sari while I'm saying this.
No.
He goes, let me...
But then it wasn't difficult to miss. It was impossible not to hear what he was saying. He wasn't being quiet about it.
He goes, Come with me. Just come to my farm. Let me show you. I'll explain further.
I stick my head back in and go, I'll have to come back for it.
She like salutes you like, I got plenty of booze, I got plenty of customers, so I'll see you when you get back. You know, she like waves at you.
I'll get back out. Disappointed in not having a drink.
Like it gets in front of you, but not like down. Yeah, and she and he goes, hurry this way. He kind of putters off down the lane, like away from the festival. Who follows?
I want to
follow
see the castle.
Okay, what was that, Morwen?
Moren wants to see the castle.
Okay, yeah. So he kind of leads you down the lane, all of you, and towards a small farmhouse. You see it. It's definitely kind of away from Brunice's property. It has its own little plot of land in a thicket of trees. And as you walk up, you can't help but notice, off to the right, this guy runs a rabbit farm. There are like 50 rabbits, and everywhere in this like pen, and he says, these are my rabbits. I raise them, and I train them, and I love them, and one of them died a few weeks ago, and so I buried it there. And he kind of points to what looks to be a small like cemetery on a hill about a mile out. You can see in the centermost is just a single, what are those called? Like a crypt. There's a crypt there at the top, an isolated one. And he says, and then it came back.
Mad human, you don't bury the rabbits, you skin them.
Huh? All the rabbits are like hopping about. They all stop and turn and look at the goblin. And he goes, no, I don't eat the rabbits. He goes, my family, we've been blessed to have rabbits that create chocolate.
Then you wrong then.
Yeah, he goes, my rabbits, they're special. They make chocolate. Would you like some? And he pulls a chocolate bar out of his pocket.
I hope you have a sense of taste.
First, like to try.
He goes,
Please do.
Yeah, you take it. It is divine. It is like the silkiest, milkiest chocolate. And you don't know how these rabbits make it. That has not been explained to you. but you do know the rabbits make it.
Crash wants rabbits. Looks at all down at all rabbits. Awesome. More chocolate.
More chocolates. Yeah. And he's like, I've got plenty of chocolate inside. They make it by
One rabbit. One rabbit.
You want
One rabbit to make chocolate for me. Take
Take
with me.
He says yes. You okay? Wait. First, you get rid of the walking rabbit, the undead rabbit. I have reason to believe that maybe, possibly, kind of, sorta, I did a bad thing and I cracked the crypt in the cemetery, and I think it possessed my rabbit, and then it walked, and then now it doesn't make chocolate. It makes gold eggs.
The story sounds familiar. Cemetery, pets.
Crash can too.
I'm not going to complain. Golden eggs are quite valuable.
If we can figure out a way to capture and free my rabbit of the lich, we could have a slew of golden eggs.
Provided this is true, that'd be very nice. But they sound like a lich inhabiting the body of a rabbit. So I suppose a rabbit can't really do the gestures for magical stuff and talk.
Oh.
But I still think that's a terrible, risky, murderous prospect.
Because you underestimate rabbits, sir.
Crash don't get. Why want useless eggs when can get chocolate?
You can buy more.
You can buy more
What?
chocolate with gold. You can
Why?
take its weight in gold.
I have 50 bunnies that make chocolate. There's only one bunny that makes gold eggs.
Crash don't care about that one.
You don't like gold? Well, how about
Why?
this? I'll give you 2 chocolate bunnies if you bring back the 1 gold egg bunny.
Deal.
And he goes, you'll find it there. And he, like, turns and points across the way from the cemetery, like, literally across the road, on the horizon line. And you see it. There's this castle, of course, that sits there. It's kind of got a singular tower that runs up the center and a flat, open kind of outlook at the top. And he says, that's the bunny's lair.
That's
Big
a
layer.
castle.
Layer bigger than oak hide. Yes.
That must be like 50 times your height.
Don't make fun of halflings.
Yes, you're very halfling-like.
He goes, so, you'll get my bunny back? He was my best bunny.
Provided you give me all the gold, sure.
Yeah. Hey.
Get gold. Get gold rabbit. Get chocolate cake rabbit. Oh, chocolate cake rabbit. Yes.
I point to Crash and I go, if I can have his weight in gold, wait, is it? Yeah, his weight in gold and eggs.
Her.
Not much.
I'm a her.
Her.
Ah, sorry.
Oh, Crash is
Her.
her. Okay. He goes,
Terrible
well,
eyesight.
so I only got to see it. Oh, the rabbit walked last night, and it laid eggs as it went. The eggs got bigger and bigger. By now, there's no telling how big an egg it may be able to lay.
One question.
Okay.
I didn't think rabbits normally laid eggs. Is that
They don't.
normal to
Funnily
anyone?
enough, they don't.
goes,
From my knowledge.
But I don't completely understand the science myself. I just know for a fact that I picked up a golden egg last night.
Oh, okay. So it's only that one that lays eggs. Okay.
Yeah, it's only that one. The other rabbits make chocolate, though you still don't know how they do that.
I thought, oh, okay. Ooh, I don't want to know.
How can I do in case I don't?
We bring your rabbit if we stumble into it.
What about stumbling into it? It's scary. I saw it.
Crash not scared of anything.
What was Morin asking?
I'm just saying. I just said that we bring it back if we stumble into it.
Yeah. Just sure, yeah. Just bring it back. That'd be cool. Just, yeah. Bring it back. Maybe could you bring it without the lich in it?
Crash, no promise.
Well,
The lich might make it better gold. Who knows?
Oh. Okay. Yeah. How does one keep a lich?
who owns that?
Keep lich.
We have to train it and feed it. I'm told.
Who owns the castle?
Yeah. Who owns that?
He says, well, before it was a lich, it was his. It's just been abandoned for a while. It's kind of spooky.
Well, now it's mine.
Okay. Well, you can take that up with the lich when you get there. He goes, I think it would be great. We'd be neighbors. You could come over for chocolate all the time.
While they are still talking, Crash will try to try to steal more chocolate from the guy.
From the guy, he doesn't have any more on his person. There are two opportunities. You could potentially, he said he had more inside, so you could go peer in his little house and see if there's any in there. There's also some kind of, like, the way there's a coop for chickens. He seems to have some kind of structure for the rabbits that they live in. It's like a mini little rabbit house. You could peer in there. There's a potential that that's where they make their chocolate.
I will go there.
Okay, you kind of, there's a, it's encased in a cage, like the actual main entry, but there's a small little, like, window in the side of it, which is actually just at your height, because it's just a rabbit house, and you, yeah, you, like, peer in the window, and you see that there is some kind of, thanks for that follow, there's some kind of divot in the ground. And you see a couple bunnies, like, hopping, as if they're pressing something into this, in the ground. And it looks to be chocolate. It's pretty fresh. And they, like, pat it down with their feet as if they're, like, packing it into, like, squares. Almost like a giant ice cube tray. You still don't see the chocolate being made, but you know that they must be finishing it off, or this set's almost done. Very fresh.
Quest once. Quest will try to sneak in.
Okay. You'll need to make the stealth check. While the man, he hasn't even noticed. He doesn't even care. He just wants agreeance that you guys are gonna do it. He says, "I've got I've even got a horse and a carriage. You guys can take 15." He's talking and doesn't notice. Anybody that would, what is everybody's passive perception?
Observant.
Observant. Very observant.
Oh no.
Well, I know someone here is a thief already, so I might.
Mine is 13.
Okay. Anybody's over 15. Cool. You can roll a perception if you'd like to see if you notice Crash sneaking in.
Why not?
This adventure has gotten out of control already. I just need everybody to know that. Like,
Hey.
it was supposed to, like, I had some rough notes, and I was like, this will be a funny idea to play with, and it's, oh my god, it's more ridiculous. Okay. Morin, it's like you have a sense for it. Boof, it goes off and you turn and look, and Crash is, like, sneaking, and it's a very small hole. It's meant to fit rabbits. Like, normal-sized bunny rabbits. And Crash is squeezing through the hole into the bunny hut, where the chocolate is made.
I'm slamming the door into his face with prestidigitation.
Yeah, you kind of walk over. You catch Crash probably halfway through. As you're having to squeeze through Crash. She is, and you hear Morin speak to you as you attempt to continue entering.
Where are you going?
Chocolate.
Come here.
I'm hungry. I cannot catch rabbits on hungry stomach. No.
Oh yeah, I take out some kind of sort of leaflet packet, and I throw it to go eat that.
Yeah, the old man at this point kind of realizes something's going on. He goes, "Oh, you don't want that chocolate. It's not ready."
Seems ready to me.
He goes, I have completed chocolate inside. You can have as much as you want for the trip over.
Crawl off.
Yeah, you like back out. Funny. And you guys regather. He suits you. There is like a little cart and carriage, and some horses. He sets you up with like a tub of chocolate, fresh like fudge cut squares. There's he actually, I mean, he lives nearby, so he has a small keg of Brunice's brew, which he also gives you guys for the trip over, which only is going to take you about an hour to the gates of the castle. And he actually drives for you, so that the 5 of you can kind of sit and hang out. And ask more questions of him as you travel towards your destination.
Yeah, I will be like silent of a trip and meditate on things and try to get the short rest to use my arcane recovery, get that spell slots back.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Anybody that wants to, this would be considered a short rest. Nobody's had any, obviously, damage to HP, but anybody that needs to take or can take a spell slot back is welcome to do so. And you guys eat your chocolate and you drink your beer. Does anybody want to ask more questions of the old man, or does anybody have anything they'd like to kind of talk to the group? It's a little bit of an open moment for some roleplay.
Sure, I'd like to have a chat with the old man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I look to him when he's doing his driving. I say to him, so somehow you got a lich trapped in your rabbit. I think we ought to know how that happened so that we can better get this rabbit back for you. We ought to know everything if we're going to help you to the best of our ability.
Yeah,
naturally.
He gets kind of nervous. It doesn't take a very insightful person to see that he, like, shoots side-eye at you, like, as if he doesn't want to talk about the, like, major part of it. Or, like, the real happenings of what went down. So...
I unhook my whip.
Oh, yeah. And he says, well, you know, I was just... my rabbit, my prized rabbit, and I went to go bury it in the nearby graveyard, and about this time you guys come to this intersection. To the left would take you straight into the cemetery. To the right takes you like down the lane and over a few hills towards this castle. And he says, he kind of actually stops so like he can gesture one into the other. And he says, and I got curious, you know, everybody always talked about the tale of the lich that was trapped in the... I didn't really believe him. I thought maybe there'd be some valuable stuff. I was distraught over my rabbit, okay? And I cracked the seal on the crypt.
Why?
I thought it was... I didn't think it was real. He goes, I didn't know.
Did you think gold-laying rabbits were real until this?
No, just chocolate ones.
Yeah, I'm still suspect.
Don't mess with the dead. That's the golden rule.
He goes, I didn't. He's like, it was my mistake. I know that. I know I'm gonna have to pay for it. I guess maybe the lich just looked for the freshest body in the cemetery, and that was my dearly beloved bunny.
Well, you guessed wrong.
Oh.
How far away is the... Oh, sorry.
Really appealing to those heartstrings. Fine. We help you completely.
Really? He gets so very excited. Like, you see, like, he kind of look like he might cry a little bit because he knows he's definitely in trouble for cracking open a lich's, like, crypt. But he's also very excited that you might get his prized bunny back.
God.
So,
Is there any other information you can give us about this?
Anything is appreciated, naturally.
he says, well, we could take a trip up to the crypt if you want.
That would be appreciated.
God,
so, I can't do that, please.
Yeah, so before he, makes the right-hand turn to head towards the castle, he realizes that maybe showing you guys the scene of the crime might be a good idea. So he hangs a hard left, and you guys travel not even half of a mile down this little kind of beaten cobblestone path that leads to the entrance of this very small, obviously clearly only serves this kind of localized rural community. It's got this wrought iron fence, and the carriage doesn't actually fit through the archway entry. You guys will have to go on foot. He kind of pulls it, ties the horse off, and gestures for you guys to follow him into the cemetery.
I guess we do.
I was about to say, he is out of earshot at this point.
Oh.
Yeah, I just jump off the carriage and take my long sword, which would it's kind of like pretty much like a katana.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it definitely gives you an eerie vibe. Now, it is kind of mid-afternoon, so it's definitely not spooky in terms of, like being night. You can see that most of this is a well-worn cemetery. It's been here a very, very long time. And a lot of the headstones are crumbling or difficult to read, just based on, like, weather wear. But he heads kind of deeper into the cemetery, and you guys can see him kind of begin to go up the hill that leads to the crypt that sits at the apex.
Now that he's out of earshot, I look to the rest, everyone else, and I say, so, what are we doing about this rabbit? Theoretically, I'm just saying, you lot, it might be possible that we take it for ourselves after we've banished the spirits from it. I mean, he's got a wealthy chocolate business already. I don't think he needs...
But if you do that, Crash needs to take bunnies.
With the gold, you can buy more chocolates.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
And we could just say, oh, the rabbit tragically died when we were trying to banish the evil lich from it, I'm just saying. Theoretically, of course.
That makes sense.
No, let's just make sure we try getting more chocolate from him first before we kill, or whatever.
Maybe find out how the chocolate's made first before we go and try and get more, because that's just rabbits making chocolate sounds weird.
It's an
Rabbits-
abomination of nature.
Crash, sorry. Rabbits know how to do it.
Yeah,
No.
but do you?
Rabbits know. If rabbits know, Crash don't need to know.
Knowledge is power, my short friend.
I prefer more tangential power, and I of my weakness.
You like your literal power.
Yes.
At this point, you can
Well,
see he's
he's
reached the
pointless.
apex, and he's kind of like waving at all of you at the top of this hill. A few hundred feet off.
I just take aim with my bow. It's like, it'd be so easy. Just take all the bunnies.
He's like,
Oh, we shooting?
It takes out our shovel.
So tempting.
Alright.
No,
If you do that, I pretty much would. If you're going to shoot, I pretty much would you quickly slice with my sword and cut the string.
You cut my bowstring.
I was about to say, everybody, like, they draw, everybody has that moment of, like, okay, all weapons are out, and you're like, wait a second, we're not here to fight each other. Everybody's like, okay. And he's still, like, waving, hasn't even noticed that you guys have drawn weapons. But as you kind of meander, as you guys chat and draw weapons and joke about killing this poor man, you notice there is a disrupted grave on the way up to the top of the hill. Just here along the side of the path is a small gravesite. You can tell something has burrowed up from the bottom. Dirt has been piled out, and in it there are small prints. Somebody can make a nature check if you'd like to see what kind of prints they are, but can kind of assume, but you're welcome to.
Shit.
Crash is just gonna assume it's the weapons.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you,
Oh, nature check.
It's the only thing that they are after, so
Oh, yeah.
that might make. What else would make sense?
yeah. So the only person that really, it's funny, you guys see it, and maybe it's the dug up grave, the realization of it. You don't even look for prints. You're just, like, shocked, literally, by it. It is rabbit prints. Sorry, notices.
And Crash just assumes.
Yeah, everybody can pretty much assume, but you can absolutely identify them, sorry. As it has clearly dug its way out of the ground, and has left paw prints. The difference and the odd kind of thing is, like, usually when rabbits move, it's all four. They do the two back legs and two front legs when they move. This rabbit only used its back legs, as if it walked upright.
Can I identify how old these prints are?
Yeah, sure.
How?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see. What did you roll for that one? An investigation. That's actually, roll me an insight. An investigation's more like looking at the site. Let's do an insight, because that's that may be better for you. Same difference. Oh no, okay. You look. Here's the thing. Based on just the dirt and the way it's set, it's been a few days. But you do remember the old man telling you that it rose after 3 days from being buried. Now, you don't know from the point of it raising how long it has been active with this, like, lich possessing it. But you can rightfully assume at least a couple days. This disturbed gravesite is maybe a week to a week and a half. You can't pinpoint date, but you're looking at an extended, like, 5, 6, 7 days-ish. Yeah.
So, is there any sort of writing around to indicate?
There's a small headstone, yeah, like little cross that has been placed at the top of where this rabbit, was laid to rest by his master, and then obviously was resurrected somehow. You can't really read anything this far out from the crypt itself. You would have to get closer.
I walk up into the crypt,
Okay.
because I'm not with anyone else at this point.
All right.
Yeah, I walk into the crypt as well.
All right, cool. So, unless anybody is wants to continue investigating this open grave, you guys kind of make your way up slowly, kind of taking it in. Like I said, this is a very quaint cemetery. The crypt clearly is the center point, the drawing piece to this place. And as you get close, there are quite a few things that you could possibly note about this this crypt. I would take a religion check. I would take a history check. We can start making some checks, and I'll see.
What should I do?
Fun times. I love how we made all these early, like, 20 rolls. No! Oh, man! Was that all of you? Who am I missing?
You said religion or history, correct?
Religion or history, if there's one that's better than another.
It's the same for me either way.
Okay. It's usually not goblins. Oh! Very
yes,
nicely done! Nice.
You know all!
Let's see what Danos rolls.
I rolled already.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're right. You did. I see it right there. Okay, 12. So you were the very first one. Okay, so at 22, you guys walk up. It's definitely unless you are a complete, like, below 10 on intelligence, okay, the average creature is going to recognize that this tomb has religious symbols on it for warding and for warding. You don't know whether it's to keep something in or to keep things out or both, but this is a very heavy magical place. It just feels that way when you get close. Now, to 22, yours is less about the feeling of the magic as much as it is about what is physically carved in the exterior. As you walk around, as Gus walks around, Gus, you did mention wanting to, kind of, you got up there before the rest of the group. You kind of walk around. The old man watches you as you take the crypt in. Without going inside.
Has to.
Yes. Without going inside, the exterior seems to have some kind of story done in pictographs. It takes you a little bit to possibly figure it out. It's not a language, but you recognize this tale to be that of somebody known as the Messiah, who used to be a man who believed himself a great healer. He felt very proud of himself, and he lived in the castle across the way. He could not cope with his own mortality, and he swore that he would, he basically swore his life to a necromancer, so that when he passed, he would be brought back. The local people did not like this very much. And they gathered together a bunch of clerics, and they trapped his lich body and lich soul inside of this crypt, so that it could not continue to plague the land, this land. This rabbit farmer, chocolate farmer, whatever he is, basically cracked the seal.
So, you done goofed a bit.
What?
You brought back kind of a bad person in a way. I mean, to be honest, I'm not one to judge the soul or anything, but you see, there's a guy who used to thought he was some big hotshot. And, he thought he was all powerful, and, he kind of wanted to live on, even after death. So, you kind of brought him back when you're not supposed to.
He goes, well, yeah, I told you that. He's like, I didn't mean to, it was an accident. I thought it was all just a story. I didn't know it was real. They should really put a warning sign on that.
Kind of did.
How did you do that? You don't seem capable.
Well, I kind of.
Did you?
Yeah, you guys look over to see, like, how did he manage to do this?
While Prez is trying to get into it.
Does anybody want to? Can anybody make an Arcana check to check the magic that might have been put on this?
Oh, damn it!
No.
Oh,
Everyone else is getting out.
All right.
okay, very nice. Danos, you recognize that the magic that was placed on this, the only people that can open it, it was meant, okay, let me start at the beginning. It was meant to keep something in. It trapped something there. The only person that could crack it open was somebody that was pure of soul.
Oh.
So he simply, clearly used a crowbar to pry back the, like, sealed crypt door, which an average man can do. The difference is that he was pure of soul, so it was very easy for him to crack it open. Because what pure of soul person, the average one, is going to come up here and open a crypt?
So yeah, only a wonderfully pure person can open this. Apparently this questionable choice old man here is very pure.
He smiles at you.
So while they're realizing this guy is a pure soul, Prez is walking into the crypt.
Yeah, you can see
I can follow.
the crypt has been kind of cracked open, just large enough where each of you probably can shimmy in. This crypt is quaint, but very much, like, well built. It is daylight out, so there is light shining in, there's, like, low light. And the first thing that your eyes catch are a series, just hundreds and hundreds of scratches up and down the walls of the interior of the crypt, as if something for hundreds of years has attempted to claw itself out of this place.
Is there any objects in here?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
Are there any objects in here?
The only object is a, what looks to be where the body should be laid. It's not even a, like, coffin. They would have just openly laid the body. There is not one. Bones, nothing on it. It's just completely barren.
Chris will turn around, just, nothing interesting here, and walks out.
I take also a look at the altar.
I have a look myself.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You guys
Nobody
can
trusts
make,
Chris.
Oh.
so it's what you want. So if you make an insight check, I'll give you some general information on crypts of this kind. If you make an investigation check, I may give you something more specific that you may visually see or find. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, keep rolling low.
All right, cool. Well,
That's-
okay, that's not too bad. We got a 15. Nice, and a 16. So, Danos and Sorry, you guys kind of begin to take it in that more than likely the actual, if this was a lich before it was trapped in here, it was never laid to rest. This entire thing is basically a cage, not a tomb. Nothing ever laid here.
Mm.
You can see, as you continue to kind of investigate the scratches on the walls, occasionally you'll come across a section of them that have some kind of, they're like a grouping of them and may have more purpose, as if like they were carving something into it. Most of it seems to be in some kind of dark and evil languages. I don't know what languages you guys speak or can recognize.
Does anyone know? Because if not, I can know.
Common, Elvish, and Sylvan.
No.
Goblin.
It's very evil.
Goblin, Common, Elvish,
Okay.
and Sylvian.
Yep, you guys got all those nice Fey languages. This is going to be a dark language. You're not sure it could possibly be.
I have Infernal in here somewhere.
Okay, if you have Infernal, then you would be able to pick up on parts of it.
Oh, so it's abyssal.
Okay, so it is an abyssal language of some kind. You're thinking, but there are like just some strange carvings. The thing is that nothing seems complete or finished, and it's like I said, very clear that whatever was trapped here never rested.
Well, I'll just do it the easy way and use comprehend languages.
There you go.
Much better.
Woof. And you take it over. For somebody that has never read a language, an abysmal language, even with the comprehend languages, it takes your mind a minute to understand. It is a dark language, and it plagues the person having to listen to it. It's only meant for those dark enough to be, the ears for those, dark enough to actually speak it. So in your mind, as you read it, it takes you a second to comprehend it, as these slithering sounds of tongues and whispers fill your ears. In pieces, so like I said, nothing is complete, but it leaves things like, I will rise again. There's whispers and sounds of something different, as if he attempted to do some kind of spell to break, like actually carve it into the wall to break the wards on the exterior, but was never successful. Yeah, but none of it really hints at any answer for
Okay.
anything more than just the fact that this person has attempted many a time to escape, and was clearly writing reminders to itself that it would rise again.
So yeah, it's basically ranting on how he's going to get out of here. He's evidently achieved that, and Which sounds very pissed off, so I imagine it's going to be not very happy when it finds us, or anyone for that matter, honestly.
Well, wouldn't you be a bit pissed off if this had happened to you?
I'd be surprised if it's even sane, but you know.
Yeah, you don't know how long it's been in here, but anybody that has a pretty high intelligence could rightfully assume it's been 500 years, maybe. It's been a long time.
So it's probably not all there, you know.
Yeah. And anything that sits, that is, I mean, it's a lich, so it only becomes more corrupt the longer it lives.
Those rabbit tracks that led away from the open grave, did I happen to notice which direction they were going?
Yep. Thank you, Techno.
Ooh.
Thanks for dropping by. Yes, you did. It went straight out of the cemetery, and looks like it was headed down the way towards the castle.
Oh, at least we know where we have to go. And I just start heading that way.
Can we figure out what kind of thing we used to trap it in the first place? Perhaps we could reverse engineer that if we need something like that in the future.
All right. The old man stands outside and he says, "Oh, did you find anything?"
It's wonderful in here.
Well, it looks like a giant kitty wasn't in there or something, but,
Let's head to the castle.
Well, we might as well.
Right. I'm gonna toss this out to Techno. Thanks for that donation, Techno. You can gift an advantage or a disadvantage to a player of your choice. Just let me know. All right. You guys begin your trek the opposite direction, out of the out of this cemetery, leaving the old man behind. He did tell you he would not be going with you into the castle. And as you trek, you follow bunny rabbit footsteps. Sorry can always point them out to you, but again, they look as if this rabbit has been walking upright with stride. It takes you guys on foot about 20 minutes or 25 minutes to actually cross the whole way to the castle. When you arrive, your bellies are full of chocolate and booze and questions about a lich. This castle, I call it a castle. It's really kind of more like a fortress. There's a 20-foot wall around the exterior that probably covers a general courtyard, and the main building itself sits in this centralized area of it that has a tower that goes up many stories that seems to overlook this kind of area. All in all, to the naked eye, it seems very quiet.
Is there any? Can we do a check? It's like any obvious like way to get in, or is
you could roll a perception. There is definitely there's a drawbridge that is, or like a door that is up that can be dropped to enter the, I guess, main courtyard area. But currently it is up.
So
Perception. My perception.
Oh, my perception is horrible.
Oh no. Okay.
Crash save the
Nice.
day.
Okay. Crash. Oh my gosh. Okay, perfect. Our
Like
two
my
goblins.
Two.
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, Morin and Crash. Oh my god, and Gus. Alright, so let's do Gus first. Since you just got the 20, and then we'll deal with the two natural 20s.
I got
It's 24
oh,
and a 20
okay,
and a 23.
yeah.
So we'll do the 20 first. So at a 20, you recognize that if this is a fortress, the best way in is through usually the only way in is through the front gate. There is some kind of draw mechanism, like a lever and a pulley system that could potentially be released, but you know that it's going to be on the opposite side of the wall.
I use ancestry.
Yep.
So a very step.
Now,
And I go through.
well, okay, so Morin and Crash, you guys rolled natural 20s plus, so I'm going to give you guys some more information. So the two of you that rolled the nat 20s, you know the same thing, but Every castle and every fortress has to have a way to drain water and sewage. Somewhere along the base of this, I can't see it right now, but you know it's there. There will be some kind of grate system where you could potentially enter.
Guys, I know a way in. Follow me.
All right,
And I start to.
30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. So where are you teleporting to? Because you can't see beyond the wall.
Oh, okay, then. I thought it was like a grated.
No, it's like there's a wooden door that's like blocking the courtyard. Now you can see to the top of the wall, so you could teleport up to the top of the wall if you wanted.
Yeah, I teleport up to the wall.
Okay, cool. You guys hear Crash go, "Oh, I got an idea!" And Morin, Morin now stands at the top. You get a much better view, Morin, from up here. The courtyard is empty, and looks like it has been for a long time. It seems relatively unkept. The entryway to the main building is barred shut. You could easily climb down if you wanted to make a climb check, and drop the gate for everyone.
Yeah, I go there and drop the gate.
Okay, let's make the climb check. That's an athletics check. Unless you have, like, a spell or something that you'd like to use to descend. Wow. Wow! Yeah, you tell me how you descend the wall. Holy crap, olies.
Yeah, I like, fall down, and then quickly I draw my blade, and I got into the
Nice.
kind of tree, and I hold and then carves it down and slow down my fall.
Nice. Yeah, there's definitely a tree. It doesn't have any greenery on it. It looks dead as can be, but you make a kind of a leap off of it, as you stab your blade into it, and it down this dead and knotted tree as it slows your fall, and your feet land very gingerly. You can see the pulley system. You flip the lever and drop it, and you hear the chain like, and you guys watch as the front gate falls and opens up to the courtyard.
I had a good idea.
I don't want to go through the sewers. This idea is much better.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I love that though. That Crash is like, let's go to the sewers. What a goblin thing to do. Yeah, what a goblin thing.
I refuse to turn to my silks.
Yep. And you guys are able to cross into the main courtyard area, which, like I said, probably used to be populated. There's a crumbling stable. There's a place where they may have kept supplies. But all in all, it's just a dirt ground and rubble, except for the barred entryway to the main area.
That's barred from the outside, correct?
It does seem to be barred. It's almost like a stone archway. The walls seem to be a couple feet thick, and the bars seem to be coming down. Yeah, just at first glance, it looks like the bars have dropped out of some kind of crevice up and into the wall. So they're kind of pinned to the ground.
I walk up to him and grab him and sort of just test him a little bit.
They seem,
look up and down.
I was gonna say, they seem pretty solid. There's definitely some rust on them. These are the original gates, and this place is old. But all in all, they're pretty structural. You could definitely make a strength check if somebody wanted to see if you could break through it.
Okay.
Let's see if
Pretty strong.
let's see if a goblin can do it. Shit.
22.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you give it a little bit of like a shake, and there's a piece that is like rusted, and you manage to like break that through. It's only going to be large enough probably for the goblins at the moment to fit through, but you have broken a piece of it off. You can try to make another strength check so you can break another piece off.
Yeah.
No, Yep. That the bottom, the closer you get to the ground, the way it's kind of like pegged into the ground seems to be a bit more structural. But you guys could potentially fit one of the goblins through, and they could see if they could open the gate from the opposite side.
Is the hole up off the ground, or?
Yeah, I would say if I was a human, it's about chest high, so 4 feet or so. But the hole itself, yeah, somebody could boost you through it. But the hole itself is now jagged. He's like just ripped metal free of it.
All right, human, let me up. Let me up.
No. I do it.
You guys can both go. It may take the both of you.
3.
I'll pick you both up. Come on.
Right, you guys help the 2 goblins. You guys, like, just drop, it's not very high, through and over to the other side of this barred gate. This puts you into a very dark and damp, like, foyer of this castle or this fortress. It's quiet, and you hear your feet echo a little bit when you hit the ground. You're going to have to go down a very small hallway. It seems to open up. Both of you have dark vision. You can see the room seems relatively empty. But why don't we get some kind of investigation check to see if you guys can find the mechanism, as goblins, that will release this door.
19!
Nice! You guys come in. You don't see a whole lot. It takes you a second. And you realize that there is a lever on the opposite side of the room. It seems to be like whoever owned this place had like a safety mechanism, because it sits near like deeper in. So you cross. Do you want to? You're gonna have to cross the space to flip it. Gus. Do you want to do that stealthily, or you want to just cross right on over this room?
Crash is rushed because he wants to be useful.
Okay. You start.
By the way, I have a mobile feet, so I'm 40 feet movement.
Gus, do you want to move with stealth? Oh, we might have lost Gus. Or we might have lost Cam. There you are.
Yeah, I want to try to.
I was about to say, Crash doesn't seem to be moving with stealth, but you're welcome to if you'd like.
15.
Okay. You move with relative stealth as you hear the pitter-patter of Crash's feet. Crash, I'm going to need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw on your cross across.
Okay. This is what I'm good at. Hey.
All right. As you guys watch as the 2 goblins like, and they kind of disappear. If you have dark vision, you're going to be able to see them as they kind of cross this very dark room. And Crash rolled an 11 on the dexterity saving throw to dodge the chandelier falling from the ceiling. This ancient iron chandelier comes crashing down, and it smashes. Actually, I would need to, I guess, technically roll. It's just a flat d20. Okay, so you didn't make the dex saving throw, so I'm only going to do 1d6 of damage. So you take a point of damage as the chandelier comes crashing down. That's my luck. And it smashes. It kind of breaks apart. It does land on Crash, but you watch Crash quickly stand back up. As you guys finish your cross and are able to flip the switch. When you do, the bars, the gates go up into the wall, and the stands clear for you guys to enter the same room as our 2 goblin pals.
I'll go in then. Perhaps being a bit more aware because the chandelier just fell from the roof.
I'll take it a bit slow as well, but I knock an arrow.
Press, you use this. Guys can do that. Take it up.
All right. Yeah, but he's like, where's your jug today? So for everybody at home, I'm not drinking out of my jug today or doing lots of alcohol because I've been sick. And responsible adults know that lowers your immune system. So you guys drink for me today.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm doing soda. So.
There we go. Yeah, you all take your shots. I'll share my love around. I'm gonna stick with coffee. All right. So if you want to enter the space with stealth, please roll it for me.
From now on, I'm gonna do that.
Stealth.
Moran is true pride also stealth.
Oh yeah.
Nicely done. Nicely done. That's a good roll. Very nice. Okay, we got a 20, a 19, and another 20. I'm guessing. I'm sure when Crash realize that the thing crashed from the ceiling. Maybe stealth was a good option. And you immediately go, and like it's in your nature to just sneak.
It is.
Anybody that doesn't want to walk with stealth, that's fine. You kind of cross the space. Who doesn't have dark vision? Everybody have dark vision? Naturally? Okay, great.
Wait, how does the human?
So I was about to say, unless you have a spell to cast it, the human would not have dark vision.
I have it from a sorcerer thing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right, you're a sorcerer. So yeah, you'll be able to see. So you guys take this space in. It seems that you now stand in the centermost portion, the actual tower that you saw, because as you look up, you realize the reason it's so dark is because this is not a low-ceilinged room. The tower goes straight up to the top, the way you may look like up a lighthouse, and there's a set of spiral stairs that follow along the interior of it, all the way to the top, where it seems to hit some kind of landing, and it goes up into like a floor. There are 2 doors on this floor. There is a door that's directly basically to the north, like when you enter the room direct across from you near where that switch was. And there's a door to your left that stands closed.
Well, technically I'm at the switch still, so I'm gonna take the door there.
You're gonna do the door right in front of you?
Yeah, the one that you said was the switch. The switch.
Yeah,
so,
near the switch. It's not locked. You can kind of try the handle. It's not locked. You rolled a high enough stealth. If you wanted to peek in, you probably could.
Yeah.
As you peer your little goblin head in, this seems to be a private chambers. It's covered in cobwebs, and the linens have long been eaten by moths and the wear of time and mold. But it once held probably a very beautiful canopy bed. And the furniture stands with like broken legs, and at odd angles the wood is warped and rotten. But this would have probably been his private chambers.
I go in and I start looking through papers and...
Go ahead and roll an investigation for me, Morin. And stealth if you want stealth.
No, Morin is too prideful to do that.
I love that. Yep, you're just like, alright, this time. I don't see anything with my naked eye. Nice. Excuse me. You kind of dig around. You realize that what probably once was a really nice, like, bed throw, now just worn, very worn, threadbare fabric. As you kind of dig around, you don't find any papers of real note. Everything stands empty, but there's something under the bed covers. There's a small bulge.
I'm using mine. Or to fish it out?
Yeah, you kind of like fish it out. It rolls off the side of the bed and clings to the floor. It's an egg, golden, about this large.
I take it.
You pick it up. It's large enough where like the base of it's kind of like a baseball. There's not, unless you want to make a sleight of hand hiding, it's going to be very difficult. Because even in this dark room with your dark vision, when it hits the floor and rolls, it makes that clattering sound. But if you guys weren't looking, you are now, because it almost glows in the darkness.
Christ will go out to take the bed sheets.
Yeah, you like start digging. It's the only one that you see.
No, I'm taking the bed sheets.
Oh, you're taking them. Yeah, they're threadbare, but you kind of roll them up. You're like, oh, I'm taking that with me. Leaving just this kind of disgusting straw flat mattress on the frame of this canopy bed.
Doing an investigation. Check
I'm
of the
putting a
rooms.
golden egg in my backpack.
Say that. Okay, cool. Yeah, you kind of drop it in your backpack. What was that, Draco?
I was just wanted to do like a check of the room, see if there was any kind of like hidden doors, mechanisms, that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can also roll an investigation. It'll need to be pretty high, but you can definitely make it.
Oh, my character is stupid. And
No,
I've proven it.
nope, definitely not. You don't really find anything more than what Morin found. The room seems pretty empty.
I just go back out to the
We know
main-
liches don't sleep, right? So.
Seeing as they found one of us found something they want. Cass will also search out something she might want.
Okay. Yeah, roll an investigation.
And 6.
Nope. You guys search the room. Like I said, seems really barren. This one in particular. There's still the room to the left, or you guys can begin to take the stairs up.
I take the stairs.
Well, you should have a look in the other room just to be
I
sure.
take the other room.
I take out the other room.
Okay, cool. Welcome to the Dot Lot gang. Thank you for those follows. All right. So let's. Who is opening that door, and are you doing it with stealth?
I am going to open up the door, and yes, I am going to do it with stealth.
All right, give it to me, Gus.
Or at least attempting to.
13 stealth.
That's not too bad. You yeah, go ahead. It's the door creaks as you open it, so it's probably not you. It's just the door. Itself, but you do creak it open to see what it is that you see. This room seems to be this is a dining hall, or was at one point. The only thing really left in it is a large fireplace. Hey, thanks to Silver Tree, another follower. The only thing left in it is the large dining table. The chairs seem relatively broken and worn with time, and there's a fireplace that used to have a large picture that hung above it, but the picture has long since faded with time.
I throw.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Go on.
I just gonna say I start throwing the with the broken chairs into the fireplace and finally light it with precipitation.
Okay, cool. So
Forgot
just
that
make.
was
I was
my
about to say.
idea.
Oh, perfect. So you guys both. I imagine you both start grabbing chairs or reach for the same chair at the same time.
With the sheet of swords, I just throw them. Like
Okay,
that.
and bash them. So what I need is I do need a strength check from whoever is trying to like either break the chair or bash the chairs into pieces.
I'm just tossing them in.
Just full chair.
Yeah, full chair.
14's enough. There's Gus manages to get as a goblin a single chair, full chair on the fire. As Morin tosses another one, it explodes those two inside of the fireplace. A few pieces fall out, and you make a fire pretty quickly. This is old wood; it goes up very fast, and as it does, it lights the room. It's kind of changes everything because now you can see it and you realize actually how old this place is. There is not an inch of the wall that isn't covered in that thin layer of dust and cobwebs. The table has a full layer of dust on the top of it. If you run your finger, you can write in it. It's so thick.
There are moss on a stone.
Yeah, it's like the stone is mossy, and also worn with time. You can see water damage has happened as well to some areas, but it seems relatively quiet.
Cress will walk over to one of the walls and start to draw some of dust off to write her own name on it.
Yeah, you kind
But
of.
instead of she's trying to write Cress was here, but instead she's write Cass was here.
Cash, yeah, and you misspell your name, which is adorable and cute. But yeah, you write in the wall, no problem. There's plenty of places to do that. If you want to find more than what the naked eye sees, I will need an investigation check.
Of course, I will do that.
We are nailing it.
I'm too busy.
Yeah, very good. Okay. While they seem busy writing names in walls, at a 22, you begin to kind of look around. It's the worn picture over the fireplace that catches your eye. It seems that it was painted on canvas, oil paint, which has not held with times, especially not this many years. But and a corner of it has been cut or over time has like worn away, and it drapes now. It like droops. With a 22 investigation, you can't help but peel it, like put it back in place to try to see if you can make out part of the image. The side that drooped over is actually not as worn, and part of the paint has stayed, and you're able to make out part of a figure. There is a man. Human. You're only getting about this much of the face, but you can see like the left shoulder. It looks like this might have been a bust shot. And this man holds something, a scepter of some kind in his hand, and that's what you actually managed to see in the like left-hand corner of this image. Is the scepter. It has some kind of a bulbous, like egg-shaped gem at the end of it, and more importantly, it is, the whole thing's crusted in gold and looks very, very regal. There seems to be some kind of something that's carved in it, but the quality of the painting is too bad for you to be able to make it out.
Interesting. Gather everyone around.
Yeah, you like
Point
show it off.
Look, an egg on a scepter. That's very interesting.
The fireplace has not been used in many, many years. And as you guys have been searching around, you realize that there's a possibility that the flue is not open, as the room has begun to kind of fill with this light layer of haze of smoke. It's becoming difficult to breathe. And it's
I snuff out the fire.
yeah, you like pat it out. Of course, more smoke. Like
my precipitation spell.
nice, yeah, to like clean it up very quickly so it doesn't let off that much more smoke. But as the smoke begins to clear and it's exiting now, like out of the main door, the shadow, like the fire goes out, and there's a shadow that kind of bolts past the door. You see it flashes in the room. All of your heads turn, but in the doorway, there is nothing.
Think someone's out there, or something. Anyway.
No. What makes you think that?
I'm a very smart man.
Yeah, I let out my sword out, like with a thumb.
Yeah, you like pop it. Yeah, you pop it. I know it's like you like clear it of the sheath, and you can actually everybody roll me a perception. Let's see if you hear it. Who hears it? It'll be very difficult.
I'm up the stairs. I won't hear any of this.
You won't hear. Okay, great. 21.
12.
Ooh,
23.
23. Okay, Crash and who rolled that 21? Sorry, I'm not staring at it. 21. Okay,
yeah.
great. Morin and Crash, as all of your heads dart towards the door when that single, like when the light gets snubbed and that shadow bolts past, you think, both of you think, if you listen really close, you can hear the soft patter of 2 little padded feet off somewhere in the distance in the castle. Sari, you said you were up the stairs?
Yeah, I went up the stairs before anyone had gone in the next room.
I'm still gonna have you roll a perception then, because you may actually catch.
Okay.
You're at a different place. You may catch a different angle. No. Sure enough, you don't see anything as you kind of creep up the stairs in the darkness. You think you feel something brush against your leg, maybe just a cobweb, but you're not 100% sure. You kind of brush it off, but it's long gone, whatever it was. It may have just been in your mind. I'm gonna guess the 4 of you probably come back to the main space to join Sari. When you guys join Sari, and you look kind of up, she's already starting to begin kind of making the spiral up. The top landing, there's a silhouette in the doorway. A small creature, 2 ears. All you can see is the silhouette with the back-cast light from the setting sun outside. It makes a small, like, noise that echoes down this this tower at you, and its body bolts back in. We're gonna take. Yeah, go ahead.
I know what it said. It said, "You are all done for."
We're gonna take a 5-minute break because I want to refill coffee, and this is a full 3-hour game today. Possibly wherever we end, maybe a little longer. So I do want to give us a proper break. So we're gonna take a 5. This is the perfect time for you to go bio, for us to go bio, and then we'll come back and hopefully meet our bunny lich full throttle here. Until then. Oh, and I did see, for the record, I did see Paladin Hulk's note. We will be giving me the advantage, which means I gave it to the Lich Bunny, just so you guys know. He wanted me to have it, which means the Lich Bunny gets that advantage. Oh yes.
Guess what finger is
I
This is
assume
a
it's the,
friendly thing.
I am assuming it's the ring finger.
So we're gonna cross right over. We're gonna take a 5 here. You guys hang out, stick around, and we'll be back in just a second. Hello, everybody, and we are back for this continuation of another Sunday Funday. Our adventure thus far has brought us to some strange realizations. One, there was a cleric at one point who became a little corrupted and obsessed with his own mortality, and of course, when that happens, this is how we get liches. And liches be bitches. And this lich decided the local people decided they didn't want a lich roaming about, and they trapped it inside of a local crypt, where unfortunately a man who raises rabbits, specifically rabbits that make chocolate, decided it might be a good idea to crack that crypt open. Unfortunately, this has woken our lovely lich, who sought the nearest fresh body, which happened to be a bunny rabbit. They've tracked it back to his castle, which has seen many years of wear and from just the general weather and lack of upkeep. But after searching both his chambers and what seemed to be some kind of dining hall or meeting area, they believe that this lich rabbit may possibly be hiding at the very top of the tower here inside of his castle, as the last thing we saw was his shadow or silhouette bolt into the empty room. Sari leads the way up the stairs, as the rest of you, it's pretty wide, and there's a railing, so there's no fear of, like, falling off or anything like that. You don't need to worry. But I am gonna ask for stealth rolls, if you want to move stealthily, before we get too far, because I need to know who is not gonna move with stealth.
I'm not being stealthy at all.
20.
Good
Make me
news.
worry more.
Well, the good news is if Sari is leading the way and not moving with stealth, Sari will be the only one probably seen. These are very good stealth rolls.
20 feet.
Wait, I think you're muted, Anarch. There you go.
The Moran will not stealth, as I said.
Are you...
So good.
She's too prideful to do that.
I would say then that you probably very quickly put yourself with Sari, since the two of you are not moving stealthily. We'll just kind of group you guys near the front. The rest of you kind of
And
creep
I have
behind.
casted the mage armor.
Okay,
I
great.
forgot to say that.
Okay, great. Mage armor, knowing that whatever lies ahead cannot be good. The five of you the three of you creep up the stairs behind Morin and Sari, who put heavy feet down on stone stairs. It takes you about 10 minutes to go all the way up this tower, just like at a walking pace. It is much higher than you realize. And as you begin to get near the top, every kind of like level or floor, there's small windows that kind of peer out. And as you come around, you're able to get, as you peer out them, you can get this really beautiful view of the overlying area. You can even see Brulnice's pub and the spring celebration that's currently happening there. As the sun is receding at the horizon line.
Alright, while we are going up, I am going to do Blessing of the Forge on my chainmail. That's 2.
Okay, great. If you have that available, drop it in roll 20 for me. If not, I can look it up. But just so
I
I
just
know.
gain a +1 in my armor class.
You have to do it at the end of a long rest.
At the end of a long rest, you can touch one non-magical item. So I would say if this is something that you do regularly, the last time you did a long rest, it probably would have cast it on yourself. So we'll just say that, because you're probably not going to get a long rest this game, so it would have been preempt to your adventures.
Yeah.
Perfect. Any goblin that goes out into the general society will always take precautions, especially if you're going into civilized society.
Exactly why I'm hiding as a halfling.
All right. Sari and Morin, you are the first up the stairs, especially since you're not moving stealthy. The door to this place is kind of on its hinges, like hanging off the hinges. It is not closed and roughly slung open, huh?
Oh, okay. No, if it's open, I was going to kick it open. But that's fine.
Only because Sari saw the prints earlier. In the dust here on the top level leading into this room, there are tiny little bunny paw prints. Just the 2 back feet on the kind of landing here in the dust.
I pause for a moment at the door. Can I do a perception check?
You sure can, by all means. While you do that, I want to welcome in all of you that are kind of popping in here later in the day. We're having an Easterish adventure, which includes bunnies that make chocolate and poop gold eggs. A 5 perception. You don't see much. You peer in, just the general dark vision, like quick, but it seems just like a pretty empty space. You can't make out a whole lot of what's going on in there. But your eyes did not deceive you. Something did bolt into this room. Something
I just walk straight in. I don't care what's going on now.
Yeah, you just like push through. I'm guessing our stealthy people continue your stealth even after they come in.
Yeah.
I imagine the 3 of you like peer around the corner, like heads stacked. As Morin, do you follow in behind Sari?
Yeah.
Morin and Sari, you enter this space. It is the first level, and the room is circular. This is what you see. The sun is going down, but this high up, there are these beautiful beams of orange light that cast in from the red sky. And they hit, just kind of naturally, places on the floor as they make these kind of cross patterns. The first beam of light highlights some kind of altar or magic, a place where somebody would practice magic. So there's a few glass vials, maybe some alchemy type stuff, but books lay open, research papers, those kinds of things. The chair is pushed back. The books and the papers seem fresher than everything else here, which still has that wear-worn feel of time.
I approach, but I avoid the beams of light on the ground.
Okay. Well, I was about to say, in addition, you see a few other things. Another beam of light hits the opposite side of the room to a bookshelf that stands kind of on an angle. Books slide to one side. Some of them look like if you open them, they'd probably fall to dust. And then at the far end, I say the far end, at the 12 o'clock point in this circular room, is a beautiful chair. It is gold.
I go to the chair and sit down.
In it is something. So you guys just wait for me to finish describing, okay? In the chair sits the rabbit. It sits there. It looks like a white bunny rabbit. Its eyes and red eyes, little pink nose. It kind of sniffs the air, and its tail kind of flutters a little bit as you enter the space. This rabbit sits right on the throne chair.
Immediately fire.
Oh, you draw and fire at it?
Yeah.
We all know where this is going.
We need it alive.
I even said what it said.
Got something up my sleeve, so don't worry, but sort of. All right. So, is there any kind of penalty for firing a longbow? Like, is the distance short enough that I might suffer some sort of...
I mean, I would say, so in total, this is a very, large, pyre, or, so this room in total is probably about 50 feet across. Okay, so you've still got some space. It's definitely not, close-knit, so you'd be fine. That's
normal. Okay. I've also got arcane shot, and I've got banishing arrow.
Okay. So
or is it? No. Bursting arrow.
Okay. So the 23 would hit. I need to check this and see exactly how this works, so I can make sure that I tell you what the outcome is.
Which one are you using?
Bursting.
Bursting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, in this case, because it's not seen, so it does hit. It pings into this rabbit, this white rabbit. You guys watch as the arrow just through its body into the chair that it sits on. It quickly dies and then disappears. Poofs around it. All that's left is now an arrow in the chair.
Explodes.
Yeah. I was about to say, from behind the chair, you hear the soft poof paws of a rabbit as it claps for you. This bunny walks out, this white bunny, chest broad, on 2 feet, its little white paws ahead of it. It comes out as it, like, claps, and it says, "Well done. I see that you are hasty with your bow. What is it that you want? Leave me
I want
be.
you to leave my castle.
This is my castle. How about I give you all?" And you watch this bunny, like, and this gold egg comes out of its backside, much as large as the rabbit itself. It says,
5 more and I'm off.
I'll give you 5 gold eggs.
5 more. So 6 in
6
total.
total.
5 each.
All right, let's see if it can actually do that. It cannot. Just because the eggs are getting larger every time it makes them, it can only manage 3 right now. Even as a lich, it can only produce so many eggs. So it, like...
I said 6. I'm staying.
There are now 3 eggs, each getting a little larger. At this
I
point,
loosed another arrow.
I was about to say, at this point, the largest egg is about the size of a football. Like an American football.
It was
wanted-
size. It was a quantity of eggs.
So
not size of...
if you fire another one, we will go into initiative. So let's get initiative rolls from everyone.
I'm always being like the last one in a roll. I know I'm going to be the last one in the
Let me get my card together here for my initiative card. Here's what I'm going to do for everybody. I'm trying to be better about putting this in roll 20 so that everybody has access to it. I'm going to add a quick little handout that's going to have our initiative order on it.
Ooh.
That way, my hope is that it just speeds it up so that you guys don't have to wait on me to tell you who is next. Alright, so based on the rolls that we received, it's looking like, oh, I need to roll for old Lich Face, don't I? Hang on. Our little Lich bunny, he rolls for initiative.
Oh!
Good thing that wasn't his first hit roll.
Oh,
Oh, God.
Alright, so we know that, you don't know his name, but we know the Lich will go first, the Lich bunny. Followed by, it's looking like, I want to get your character names right, Danos. Followed by, I guess that would then be Morin. Followed by, I don't want to make sure I don't miss anybody. Who am I missing? Oh, I'm not. Oh, okay. We got 2 11s. Who has the higher dex? That would be
Me, because I have +5.
So, okay, cool. So
And the other has +4.
great. Crash. Followed by, sorry. And last but certainly not least, will be old Gus. Alright. So the Lich Bunny is up first. It is now fully aware of how Sorry functions, especially with this bow. Considering how quickly you put a bow through the mirror image that it had sitting on the throne. It is not going to allow you to hopefully get another shot off. So, ooh. That would be very mean of me, but I think it's going to happen. You watch as the rabbit puts its little paw out, and it says, "You think I am incapable of killing you simply because of my fuzzy exterior. You underestimate me." And it kind of brushes its hand, and as it does, from its little poof paw, comes this just essence of death. As it casts blight on you. This kind of necromantic energy begins to wash over you. So, as it casts blight, I think I can actually do this in roll 20. Holy crap, oldies. Can I? No, maybe? No. Oh, I can! Oh, They built it for me. Beautiful. All right. It's gonna cast a level 4 blight spell. You're gonna need to make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw.
That damage.
Yeah.
So Sari's got to make that.
So sorry, Constitution.
Yeah, Constitution saving throw, or you're gonna take some serious necrotic damage.
No, one shot me.
Oh, beautiful!
Oh,
You made it. So you only take half that, which means you immediately take 20 points of necrotic damage as you guys watch as Sari reaches for the bow and draws back, and the necrotic energy washes like a wave over her and begins to suck life directly from Sari. I believe that is all it's going to do this turn. This turn. This will be a fun one. The rabbit's like, it does it and it laughs. I don't know why it sounds that way, but it does. And we move right along through the initiative order, which puts us, let me save this and share it to show you guys that. That puts us at Danos.
Yep. So all intents and purposes, this is a undead rabbit.
This is an undead rabbit, absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
Okay. I'm going to cast a spell on it.
Oh.
I'm going to use Ice Knife, I think.
Nice. Good call.
Which hopefully will magically work in a second.
Not say if it don't, it did, and a 22 hit. So you can actually just click Ice Knife in chat, and it'll roll the damage for you. Looks like you set it up right.
Apparently not.
No, there you go. Inside of the
The
there
chat.
in chat. There you go. So when you hover your mouse over the words Ice Knife, it should turn red, and then you can click it.
I'll just roll it manually.
That's fine.
I think I can click it for you.
Yeah, we can all do
Okay,
it.
perfect. So 6 points. So tell me what it looks like as you cast it. And this bunny lich takes 6 points of damage.
I imagine it's sort of like I just throw it. And then there's the secondary effect.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it has to make a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6.
Okay. Dex save. Go. Fail.
Keep in mind, you still have your advantage for the bunny.
Oh, I know. I'm going to use it. No, okay, great. So another 11 points. Nicely done. As this, it like hits the rabbit and it's like, it bunny dives, to the side and makes this like bunny leap. But it is not enough as you catch it mid-air again for extra damage. Making it Morin's turn.
Yeah. I will. Yeah, Yeah, I start singing praises, and I pop my sword out and perform a blade song.
Oh. Okay. Hang on a second. Let's see. So you, starting at second level, you can evoke a secret elven magic spell called Blade Song. Yes. Okay. You gain the following benefits. So your AC is equal to your intelligent, gain a bonus. And okay, great. And a bonus on, okay, making your concentration spell, great. So this is basically just cast on you to buffer you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And this is, does it
A
take
bonus action.
full? Okay, this is a bonus action. Great. So go ahead. Make whatever additional attack or movement you would like to make.
Yeah, and I move in and I quickly draw the sword out of its sheath and do a quick strike, and I cast Booming Blade.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Go for it.
It requires me to do an attack.
Okay.
With my.
Yep, you should be able to make the cross definitely with the extra 10 feet now to make that attack. So go. Oh no, I don't have the right screen. Okay, an 8 does not hit. An 8 does not hit. As you swing, but it is a dexterous little critter, this white bunny. Making it Crash's turn. Crash.
Crash insists technically still stole. So with a 23.
Okay, I'm sorry, say that one more time.
Crash is technically still stealth with a 23. She has not got out of stealth.
Oh, okay, yeah, so, I mean, you're
she will try and...
No, the stealth was only to not be seen coming up the stairs. Once you guys entered the room and started firing, this lich know... I was about to say, this... Okay, well then if you're still at the stairs, it doesn't know...
I was looking in.
If you're still on the stairs, it doesn't know that you're there. But the moment you enter the space, it will.
Well, Crash doesn't know that.
She
will try to sneak it along the wall around.
Okay. Yeah, you can kind of take the long way around the edge of the wall. If you are a rogue, you're still going to get stealth, the stealth bonus because you're there. It's in combat with your, with your fellow colleagues. So you're good to go in terms of getting the bonus for stealth, for the additional attack bonus, or damage bonus. Let's you want to make an attack? You can probably make it all the way around.
Actually, as I sneak up behind it, I just try to pick it up.
Okay, this will be a grapple. You'll need to make a strength check.
Athletics.
Or
it's still the same for me.
Unless you have some kind of I
don't.
I was about to say additional.
Come on.
13. I'm going to use my
please,
my advantage on this roll.
No!
Meaning a nat 20. You reach for this rabbit and it is so fast. It just like bolts through your legs. You can't like hang on to it. You even think you get your hands on it and it like wiggles free. The way rabbits are wont to do when it doesn't want to be picked up. And he goes, "Get your hands off me, you slimy goblin." This odd hissing voice like comes out of its hands or out of its mouth, but you do not manage to pick it up.
Quick. Oh yeah, and it's a bonus, so it doesn't have anything on it, sadly.
It does not have anything on it. It is literally just a white bunny, naked white bunny.
I will use a bonus action to disengage, so just walk a bit away from it.
Yeah, I was about to say, once it kind of wiggles free, you're able to disengage without taking any kind of additional attack. Sorry.
I obviously after the initial attack, and then I just apparently throw something. I loose another arrow at it.
Another arrow. Knock another one. Let it go. It is definitely a bit preoccupied, so we'll see. Let's see if you can hit it.
Is apparently not working. Where's that?
Roll 20 seems to be a tad slow on the upkeep today.
Yeah, I'll try that again. Keeps bringing the initiative window up, or the little thing it's called listing initiative.
Yeah, it's just because you don't. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, cool.
Perfect.
I have a plus 2 bonus to hit with ranged weapons attacks because of archery.
Okay, you needed a 17, so a 14 won't quite do it. As the bunny wiggles free of the goblin's grasp, it kind of dives, and the arrow just like catches the tuft of its hair in slow motion as it attempts to free itself from the chaos. Being a bunny size is not helpful. It's not helpful. Excuse me. Making it Gus's turn.
All right. I will cast Guiding Bolt on the bunny.
Okay, Guiding Bolt away. Do I get a save on that? Oh, nope, 13. Oh, it's a hit. 13 does not hit. As another bolt of magic goes flying at this rabbit that's now like hot, like basically dodging. Every time it hits the ground, it's like dodging something. It's just bouncing around. And it becomes the Lich's turn once again.
Hold on. I take
I'm sorry.
Engage as a bonus action.
Oh, because you've got what are you attacking it with? Oh, just magic?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to be at a distance anyways, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, yeah. It's more engaged in terms of space, just so that, our picture-wise, with, with Morin, just because Morin's in actual like sword range with it. But if you're casting magic and you are close, you're able to disengage at no additional cost to you. The Lich Bunny. The Lich Bunny uses this to take its first legendary action.
Oh no.
The bunny is tired of you not fearing it. It may look cute on the outside, but it is a lich and deserves to be feared. And it looks at Morin, with its little beady red eyes, its little two front, buck teeth hanging out, and it gives you this look. And it's gonna do Frightening Gaze. I'm gonna need you to make a wisdom saving throw. That is not enough, as this bunny peers into your soul. And as it does so, you become frightened. Something about it is more than you can handle. It either brings up old memories, but something about it makes your stomach churn. Are you, I don't know, what did you say your race was? Can you be frightened?
I cannot be because I am Eladrin.
Okay, great. So, even though it breaks into something, and even as an Eladrin, you have a moment where your gut shifts, and you're like, oh my god, this bunny, this is a lich inside of a little bunny. But because you cannot be frightened, it decides, or you are, do not take the effects of it being frightened. You're able to shake it off, but not before it gets into your head just a little bit. And you realize just how powerful this bunny is. Alright, next, this bunny lich is going to cast Thunderwave. It reaches out with its poof paws as it brings them together. And there's this little soft thud that happens between its little paw pads, and from it escalates Thunderwave. It's going to cast that actually at a level 2 spell. So I need everybody in the room to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh dear.
Oh, not good at those.
Even if I'm behind it? I'm technically behind.
If you're behind it, you're right. You're behind it, you're fine. So everybody will take 7 points, 14 points, because I cast it at a higher level of damage. As this giant thunder wave, like, ricochets outwards. You feel it hit both you and kind of push you guys back, but it also hits the walls of this tower. And as it does, dust and rock crumble, as if this may not be as stable as you thought. Everything kind of rumbles a little bit as you catch your footing. All right, looping back up and around to the top. That makes it Danos' turn. Danos.
Yeah. All right. Ow, that hurt. But secondly, I'm gonna try and use Mind Spike on it.
Cool.
So blah blah blah. Okay, let's roll it. Actually, do I have to roll that? I don't know. It says you have to make a wisdom saving throw.
The lich has to make a wisdom saving throw? Okay, that's on me to roll then, so let's make that wisdom save. Here we go. It rolled a nat 20.
It's very wise.
It is the wisest of bunnies.
It's a very wise bunny.
Roge is correct. I have advantage against...
Take 12 damage in.
Oh, against being frightened? Okay, well...
Not immune.
So it takes half that, correct, the helper?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So it takes
Max.
12 points. Again, you're knocking off some damage, though. Let's be real. As, it is wise enough not to be completely harmed. It laughs again in a cackle. Knowing that is just a scratch on its little furry outside. You said Morin only has advantage, so you're welcome to roll that advantage if
Technically, there was 2 rolls for it.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right, and both failed. So technically, in this case, you would be in a frightened state. You can make the same save again on your turn.
It is now.
Which is now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and take that off. 16.
A 16. A 16 makes it. You only need a 15, so you were frightened momentarily, but again, you pulled free of it and broke free this turn.
I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Shadow Blade.
Okay, great. Great. It deals 2d8 psychic damage on a hit and has finesse. This magic sword, it counts. You cast it as a bonus action, so it's out. And I will give you, if you would like to make an attack, I will let you make one.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack it.
This is considered dim light, by the way, because the sun is setting as well, so you gain advantage on the attack. So you can,
Fucking hell!
Oh, God. What do you add to that roll?
Plus 3 and proficiency, so 5.
5, so only 11. Yeah, not quite enough. That's okay. It is out though. Does it stay? Does the Shadow Blade stay?
For up to a minute as long as he
Okay, yeah. So
concentrates.
it'll stay for the length of this. Great. You do not hit it this round. Maybe it's because you were also trying to come out of your frightened state. But the bunny notices that you've pulled a psychic weapon, and it doesn't like that very much. Crash.
Remember that bed sheet I got?
Yep.
I take it out and throw it at the bunny.
Okay.
Like a net.
Like a net. Okay. Then we will use it like a net. That means that you will use dexterity to make the attack roll.
Oh, it's an improvised, so I do not have bonus on this.
Right.
Bonus.
And nets do not do damage. They only
They
restrain.
actually do one piece of
nets do not do damage. Nets only restrain a creature.
Okay, that's fine. Net 20.
Boom! You toss it and it lands right on top of this creature, or this lich bunny, restraining it to some degree. It will be able to make a check to break free of it on its turn, but because it is restrained, that will give Sari and Gus advantage on the attacks that they make.
I'll use my move action to jump onto it.
Okay,
so I can hold it down.
It's still a grapple check.
Yeah,
but you will gain advantage on that grapple check. And then it will, I guess, technically just roll the strength. Okay.
16.
16. Let's see how it does. Nope. It rolled double sixes. You kind of jump on it, and you guys see that Crash has managed to put itself on this bunny, but it means that you will not be able to attack it while Crash is on it.
But we have caught it.
But
I just need to bring it back.
but you have caught it for this round. Sorry, that makes it your turn.
So I can't attack it.
Not without hitting Crash.
There's not much I can do other than attack it. I mean, even well, I'll move forward and see if I can help to restrain it in a more permanent fashion.
Yeah, you can try to help, basically. You can take advantage
basically.
on a grapple check. Since Crash already has it, you can just add more grapple to it, basically.
Okay.
So you come over.
Strength?
That would be a strength-based. Athletics would also work. Just in case you have the
wait a
proficiency on the athletics.
Athletics, yeah, I'll go for athletics.
Cool.
Okay, and that's just a normal roll?
Mm-hmm. Straight up athletics roll.
With advantage.
With advantage, yeah. May not need it. The 23 is pretty good. And you,
But you can always roll in that 20.
you could always roll it at 20 if you wanted to give it another roll.
No, I don't want to risk.
I mean, it's going to take the higher of the two no matter what. So.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So try.
Yeah, I was going to say it's worth it just for the luck roll. No.
Okay.
Good thing. So the 23, you come over and you put your hands on it, and you and Crash are wriggling. You can feel it like, let it go, as underneath the bunny is beginning to get vicious as it kicks and pushes against you. Much stronger than your average white little bunny rabbit.
Can I also do a bonus action and use my second wind just to get a bit of HP back?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you get there and you're kind of like looking at Crash as you guys hold this thing down. And you take a moment to heal yourself in your bonus action. That makes it Gus. Gus.
I will do the same thing again with the guy in ball.
Okay.
Wait, I did your attack also as well.
So remember the attack. There are two people literally on top of this tiny bunny at the moment. Hitting
Yeah,
it
but
is...
it's a creature that of my choice, so I can just...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It
It's
is a
actually
guiding
cast
bolt.
on it. Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it get a save?
No.
No,
It
it's
is-
a hit. It's a hit.
Well, hit away, so it takes another 8 points. You can feel it.
13, it
well-
doesn't hit. Because it's the same roll that I did before.
Okay.
He has to roll for it.
Okay, great. So the 13 doesn't hit. You can see underneath this piece of fabric that it lights up a little bit as if it tries to hit, and it is dissipated by the Lich, making it the Lich's turn.
Damn it! What's wrong with me?
Crash is the most useful one.
The Lich cast Dimension Door on it.
No!
As it falls through the floor, you can feel it give out from underneath both Sorry and Crash. And it appears, bloop, on the opposite side of the room as it cackles.
Hey?
It goes, "You clever goblins tried to trap me."
Hey! I'm having a copy.
He goes, "I've been trapped for 500 years." That is, I was thinking, I think that's its turn because it can only
That's
cast
its
it
action.
once. Yep, that's its action. As it lets that be what it is. So let's, it used it to escape your grasp. Bring it back around to Danos.
Right, yes. I can see this fight is getting quite awkward. And I imagine as a magic user, I know probably what a lich is. So I'm thinking, okay, is there anything, there's to be a very mad chance, is there anything like a phylactery around, anything valuable that I can just end this fight quicker with?
Well, you know what? Why don't you roll an insight check? I would also, if you just want to learn more about liches, so that maybe you can make a better decision as to how to harm it, you can also make a religion check for the lich information.
I'll do the insight.
Okay. Okay, at a 16. So, after the bunny basically disappears from underneath them and reappears on the opposite side of the room, letting out this cackle, you take a deep breath and you take the room in around you. You notice for the first time on the back side of the chair where the rabbit originally appeared from, with this bunny lich, is a large collection of gold eggs of varying sizes that it seems to be hoarding back there. It's beginning to kind of pour out of the side as if it's more than this lich can handle. In addition, you think back to the picture in the or the painting in the dining hall, the scepter. You haven't seen it yet. There's a possibility it is here somewhere and may have some kind of lasting power if you can locate it.
Okay, well, for the remainder of my turn, I will subtly make my way over to the pile of golden eggs.
Okay, why don't you roll me a stealth then, because you're trying to be not noticed while you do it. So basically your insight was your roll and then you'll get your movement. Okay, yeah, 16's good because combat is going on. You only needed like a 10. So, yeah, you managed to like kind of back up out of combat while everybody's focus turns to him on the opposite side of the room. There are a lot of gold eggs. There's everything. There's a bunch of these like little tiny kind of like bird egg size to your average chicken egg. And then there's a couple kind of baseball sized ones. And then of course the largest one being the last one that I attempted to lay for Sorry. That was so denied.
Well, but presumably I knew from looking at that painting the approximate size of the head of this scepter.
Yeah, the approximate size of the head of this scepter was almost that of like an ostrich egg. It was large. Like the top of it, of this scepter, and then it was just a very simple like gold handle that seemed to go all the way down. Now granted, it was just, all you got on the image was just the scepter part, or the top of the scepter.
Okay. Well, whenever I can, I'll certainly look for this pile, I guess.
Yeah. You start kind of like digging, and we'll kind of leave you to do that on your turn. The search is...
More.
Yeah, it like I said, in terms of looking for anything that looks like the scepter, you don't see anything. Lots of gold eggs, though. And we move right around to Morin.
Yeah. I throw my Shadow Blade at him.
Okay, great. Little distance action. 14. Oh, you rolled with advantage?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the 12 plus 5? Is that total?
Yeah.
7.
Yeah,
I was about to say a 17 will hit. So that does actually hit. You lob it, and it pings right into your bunny friend. Make the damage roll.
2d8.
Yeah.
2d8. Nice. Leaving us at... Ooh, nice. Okay.
And I walk up to it.
Okay, yeah, you kind of cross into it. And do you remove the blade?
No, I can like summon it back in the next turn.
Oh, perfect. Great. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, you kind of just cross towards it. It looks damaged, but not very, very damaged. Crash.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. I am gonna rush towards a rabbit beneath Morin's speed, and then shove the rabbit. Wait, actually, where is the rabbit currently?
The rabbit is now on the opposite side of the room, near the entryway door. Yeah, near the entryway door.
And the stairs that directed to the door, right?
Yeah, they connect directly to the precipice. There's a small landing, but it's only about a foot.
I'm gonna then, as I said, rush over between Morin's legs and shove the rabbit down the stairs.
Okay. Make an athletics check for the shove, and it's gonna make a dexterity check.
Please. Oh no! Please not one. Please not one. Please not one.
Oh, roll a 4! It's awkward. It's so awkward. As you come over and you give it a shove, it grabs your hands with its paws. It's, what are you doing? As it you guys have a little bit of a moment and there's a tussle, and you're able to push off of one another, but it doesn't go anywhere and you don't go anywhere. You just kind of now stand there staring at each other, but you don't manage to push it down the stairs.
Can we make peace?
He goes, peace. You entered my lair.
Peace.
And it becomes Sari's turn.
Okay. Well, have I got a shot at I can still see it, right?
Oh yeah, you definitely have a shot at it now that it's out. It's out from underneath it.
Yeah. And then. Nice. And that's +2.
That is a hit. So, yeah. Yep. So an 18 will hit.
Okay. And this will be another bursting arrow, and that's the last I can do.
Oh.
Burst. Love it.
Wait a minute. Immediately after the arrow hits a creature, the target, and oh shit.
Oh yeah. You realize it now?
Yeah, I just realized now.
Oops.
The target and all other creatures within 10 feet of it takes 2d6 force damage each.
Okay.
Immediately, and this is immediately after it hits, so...
I was about to say, the only people within that range is probably going to be Crash. I know that Morin crossed in, but I'm going to suspect unless Morin, was, wanting to stay right on top of it, Crash and the bunnies, Tiff trying to push down the stairs, isolated them a little bit.
So both me and the bunny will take that.
Both us and the bunny. Yeah, you're right. Both you and the bunny. So go ahead, unless the Well, I guess the force damage. It may not hit you. The arrow hits the rabbit, but the force damage. So,
That's
5.
the force damage.
Okay.
And then the normal damage from the arrow.
And then the normal damage will be.
And I will take that force damage.
Okay. Very nicely done. As you see the force damage, like, poof, it pushes the bunny into the wall. It pushes Crash back as well with this extra force damage, being the last one of those arrows.
I use my bonus action. Go. Sorry, Crash.
Yeah, you yell out, "My bad!" And it becomes Gus's turn.
It's still kind of alive, right?
It is still very much alive. It doesn't even look bloodied out.
As much as alive as a lich can be.
Alive as a lich can be.
So Gus says, "Screw this! I'm going to use something I'm kind of good at."
Oh no.
Forgot.
No!
The
crossbow shoots out and pings right past the rabbit into the wall. The second one. I was about to say the second one doesn't hit either. So no
I'm
go.
just gonna lie down here if you guys need me.
I guess it's like I'm just here.
I cannot hit any of my things.
At least we have one useful goblin here.
I mean, useful against the lich. I feel like that in and of itself is objective. And that brings us to the top. It now becomes the Lich Bunny's turn. It's going to take a legendary action at the end of Gus's turn.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Friends. Okay. It is very pissed. If you are in 20 feet of this Lich, which I would definitely say is Crash, Morin, and Gus, where are you? Kind of in the space. Were you, did you say near the door?
Yeah, I haven't even moved.
Gus too. Okay, I would say definitely those three of you. You guys watch as this bunny casts Disrupt Life. I'm gonna need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh.
Do I need to? I don't need to.
I would say you're using a bow. Are you farther than 20 feet back?
I'm good at that.
If you are near the entryway door, within 20 feet of the entryway door, you're going to need to make this same Constitution saving throw.
I'm all good then.
Okay.
You're safe.
Okay. That is all bad. You needed an 18 on that.
For God's sake.
That saving throw. So, fun times, gang! All of you
66!
are about to take some damage.
I'm probably gonna die.
It's all right. Don't fret. We had a donation early on that hasn't been used yet. We'll see how that goes. Okay, you guys, that's actually very low. You guys take 17 points of necrotic damage from this lich.
Oh my god.
All right. Let's see if I want to cast this. Could be bad. Okay. It now takes its actual turn.
I'm down.
Oh! Did we get it down?
Yeah.
Yay! My goodness. Bunny Lich for the win. Okay, cool. So you guys watch as Morin drops to the ground as the Lich tosses out this extreme amount of necrotic energy from its tiny little pink paw. Did anybody else go down?
Nope.
Just okay, great.
Close.
Great. So on your turn, we'll let you make that save. This bunny, something happens as it casts invisibility. The bunny goes away. There seems to be a moment where everybody's like, what happened to the bunny? What happened to the bunny? I'm gonna go ahead just really quick. Let's let Morin make your first save. Because there's gonna be a thing that happens here. I'm gonna go ahead and let you make it.
Okay, death save?
Death save,
No.
yep.
Yeah,
First death save so we can see.
Good.
Very nicely done. Okay. Good news, you didn't fail. It's about this time you guys hear something. A voice from downstairs.
Oh no.
Oh god.
It says, hello? Anybody here?
Oh god.
Should have shot him.
Hello?
I'm guessing Cam, you quickly run to like peer and see who's down there. You peer off the side of the railing all the way to the bottom. There seems to be a person. I say a person. There seems to be a humanoid that has arrived. That may have just stumbled in. You're not quite sure. But they are standing in the main foyer in the very bottom, right next to the broken chandelier that fell on Crash.
Who is this?
The person looks up at you and goes, "Hi, and then all of a sudden something happens. As a giant fireball comes barreling out of one of the empty corners of this space, and it hits this person. Yeah, this person's gonna quickly make a DC save for that.
Oh, no. Fireball, no.
This is downstairs. Oh, the person makes it. They dodge out of the way. So they only take 11 points of damage, but you watch as the fireball goes off. And the lobby, the whole place like shakes, especially you guys being at the top. Pieces of the wall crumble around you and kind of fall and hit the ground. Gush, you watch as this person is like blown back against the wall and smashes. They seem to pass out and hit the floor. You hear the cackle of the lich as it echoes up the cavern.
Well, ain't that a dick move?
Crash will quickly go over, take that bed she had, walk out the stairs, use it as a parachute as she tries to jump down.
Okay, I did say that piece was very threadbare, which means it does not have a lot of like fabric to it whatsoever. You take Okay, you take a running leap off the side of this. Now you're at about 80 feet in the air.
Yeah, I'm gonna die if this fails.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna make this a genuine luck roll. If anybody in chat wants to give old Crash some extra luck, now's the time to make a donation. As you jump. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let you roll a percentile die. That percentage is the percentage of fabric that is left. It will lessen your fall by that amount, because you're gonna take 10d8 if you just flat fall. So, roll a percentile, Crash. Let's start with that.
Please, Lord, be on my side.
Mate, let it be an Easter Day miracle.
I need to pray. Please.
Please, the risen
God
Messiah.
of dice, God of love. Every God that can help you. Save Crash. Do not let her crash to the floor and die. For one time, let her not be Crash.
Alright, let's see how you do.
Oh, yes!
Okay, there is 83% of this fabric left. Here's how we're going to do this.
You said I said 10d8?
No, it is 8d10.
Okay. Then actually, I will avoid all damage, because that's max of 80 damage. 8d10.
No. Let me explain. Sure. I am going to roll 8d10. I am going to take the damage and take 83% of that damage away.
Oh.
Does that make sense? So bear with me. So first things first, let's roll the 8d10. So 46. If we take 46 and we do the simple math, I'm going to do it very quickly in my brain house. I will round down for you. So that is about 38 points of the 46. So you take only 7 points of the damage as you fall.
I have 6-0 now.
Okay, great. You hit the ground.
Damn! If I hadn't been still with that
time. Took 7 points of damage. You guys watch as Crash takes the running jump. The fabric catches some of the air, but it rips and tears with the weight. As the falling does slow, or this piece of fabric does slow it, but as Crash hits the ground, our body goes limp. There at the bottom. The floor is now singed with the firebolt that was cast. Morin, let's get another save from you. Crash, I'm also going to get your save.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a fail. We got one save, one save, one fail. Another save. Okay. Nobody's dead yet. You guys still have some time. For everybody else, I need to know what Gus, what Sari, and what Danos are doing. The room upstairs seems to now be empty. Based upon the fireball that was tossed downstairs, you can rightfully assume the bunny bolted down.
Alright, who has low health?
Me.
I would say Danos, Morin, and Crash. You definitely know Morin is laid out at your feet, dying. And Danos, Danos, if you could give us an explanation of just how much damage, without telling us a percentage.
Sure, yeah, I am horribly bleeding everywhere.
Danos is bleeding out.
Alright, can I cast cantrip and a spell?
I would say yes, because we're technically not in combat. The
Okay.
rabbit, left space, so I would say, yeah, you could free cast both of those.
Okay, I cast Spare the Dying.
Great! On Morin?
Yeah, on Lauren. And then I will do Prayer of Healing
Great. On
With-
Danos.
on Actually, I think it is. I cast it at level 2,
Great.
and I think it is up to 6 creatures that I can do it on. Let me read
Oh, is it like a radius effect?
Yeah.
Yeah, prayer
Up
of
to
healing.
6 creatures of my choice that I can see within range, each regain hit points equal to 2
Okay.
d8 plus my spell casting.
Okay, so
Everybody
basically,
but me.
everybody upstairs, yeah, would gain the 18 points of healing if you guys need it. That's probably very helpful. Crash, unfortunately, has crash landed at the bottom. The body of the other humanoid that entered the space is still lying there. It doesn't seem to move or get up. Where the rabbit is, you don't know.
I sound dropped
That
out for a
rabbit
second.
is dead.
It's sad.
I was about to say, you're unsure where the rabbit is at the moment, but the body of the other humanoid and Crash's body lands. Crash, let's get another save from you really quick.
Oh, okay.
Let's see if we can stabilize you.
Uh,
And then I'm going to let you
please,
guys
not
take
20. Please, not 20.
Oh, no,
I will-
another
I will save you later.
A-
I'll head on
a
down and
save
finish it.
and a not
It
save.
will take 10 minutes to get down. Like, to get
Not
up.
if you're running. You guys walked up the last
Oh.
time. So, who does anybody want to go downstairs?
Me.
I go
Let's
downstairs.
try to at least save.
All right, Morin, you are stabilized and healed. You get up to a gasping breath. You and Gus begin running down the stairs.
I will kill that fucking rabbit.
Nice.
I'll get that little bastard first.
Well,
Thank you
Me-
out there for the extra life donation. I greatly appreciate that, and so
Thank
will
you.
all the kids that it helps. Thank you, thank you. That means a whole lot, and that was actually a $25 donation, which I'm going to count towards this. Let's just take a second and see if we can give you guys any extra help here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see. This says, okay, here's what I'm going to do. All right, you guys keep going.
I just bolt for the stairs to start heading down.
Okay, yeah, you guys run to the bottom. Crash is there, is kind of on a last leg, literally. Kind of, I'm sure lays at like a weird, odd angle.
Yeah,
Uh,
I immediately cast a Spare the Dying.
Spare the dying. You are now stabilized, Crash, that you are at
Yeah.
0 hit points.
well, me being the last person upstairs,
Yeah.
I'm gonna more frantically look everywhere for this scepter.
Yeah, go make another
tearing
investigation
things up.
check. Yeah, you're gonna just start tearing things up. Make another investigation check. Nice, a 17. You rip this place apart. You start trying to like dig through stuff. What you end up finding, what I'll say is like as you rip this place apart in a frantic rage, it becomes very messy. Books go all over the place, so forth and so on. But when you start moving furniture, you see something odd. Yes, the prayer of healing affected everyone upstairs. There is an odd brick. Maybe it's all the rumbling and crumbling and force damage that's happened up here that's like shifted it, but there's a brick that's not quite right in the wall behind his desk that you've moved.
Well, I guess I'll pull it out.
Yeah, you shimmy it out. When you shimmy it out, you see it. The scepter, the head, just the head of the scepter, the egg itself in this like claw, kind of thing that it's like inset into that seems to probably screw on the top of any staff or scepter, is like hidden in this like nook in the wall.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna see if I can pull it out.
Yeah, you're able to just like grab it. It's about the size of an ostrich egg.
All right. Well, I've got it in my hand. I'm just gonna pluck it on the floor and firebolt it and see what happens.
Awesome. You want to try to destroy it?
Yep.
Okay. Roll the fire. You like set it on the opposite side of the room. Roll that damage, and then as you do that, the camera cuts downstairs. Crash is stabilized. This person that has walked in seems to be some kind of wanderer, but they have a lot of things on them.
No.
Alright, where was I? A 2. You do 2 points of damage. Go ahead and make an you don't have to make an attack roll for that. It's just an auto hit. 2 points of damage. It singes the gold a little bit on one side, but it doesn't seem to do extreme damage. It doesn't seem to affect it very much.
Hand it here.
Are you upstairs, Gus, or did you run downstairs?
I ran down.
Okay, so Danos has stayed upstairs and is doing all of this upstairs. The camera cuts to the 4 of you now down on the ground. What do you do?
I look through the belongings of the wanderer.
Yeah, you quick do a search. Good news. There's looks to be a healing potion on this random wanderer, as well as just some like 10 gold pieces and some copper, as well as a few other general things like rations and torches and the general stuff. But this person seems to have a healing potion on them. And you guys can thank Snowdog for that, because Snowdog gave you guys early on made a donation for something good to happen.
I take the healing potion and throw it out to Crash.
Yeah, you go over and like feed it down Crash's. You have to like lift it
down. I just throw it to his. Oh yeah, he's knocked out.
He's knocked out. Yeah, you'll have to go. You like peel the little bandana up and like feed it down his little goblin mouth, or her little goblin mouth.
You'll finally see that I'm a goblin.
Yeah.
The only one that actually knows it.
And sure enough, so that is I actually think they sometimes
should
have a
I
roll for that.
roll the thing because I'm feeding it, or should
let's see. I'm gonna say I don't know. I'll let you guys make the decision. Do you want to take the risk of rolling it?
Yeah, while they're doing that, I head back on upstairs.
Okay.
I do not trust my luck right now, so go ahead, roll.
All right. The potion of healing is 2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2, so 7.
7 points. Okay, that's good. 7 points. So you take 7 points of healing as when you wake up, Crash, you're staring into the face of Morrowind, who has saved you. Actually, Gus and Morrowind have saved you together. Gus,
but I don't know what Gus have done. So
you do not. All you see is Gus beginning to run all the way back upstairs. Goblin feet like carrying it.
And I have my arms out like this.
Thanks.
What about Sari? What is Sari up to in all this?
I'm doing a check of the place, see if I can find any signs of the Lich Bunny.
Yeah,
and
great.
so-
roll me an investigation. Let's see if you can pick up on its trail. Yeah.
So
And I'm going to give you
investigation.
advantage on this because you've been tracking bunny prints all day. You got really good at tracking bunny prints.
Investigation, did you say?
I did.
at an advantage.
At an advantage, yeah. Perfect. 15. Pretty good. You get down here. There is a lot more like foot traffic and footwear now. You realize that this bunny has left the building. It looks like it may have gone out. There's a courtyard that goes all the way around this kind of centralized tower. So it has left the facility.
I'm bolting outside to see if I can find it because that little bastard's hurt me, so I'm gonna get it. I'm
gonna get that bunny. You
Seeing
Hang on, so Sari bolts outside. You guys watch Sari. The tracks Sari seem to go around the back of the building. You begin that trek. Crash, you will catch it out of the corner of your eye as you wake up.
Yes, and I will. By the way, just up to one. Thank you. Take my sheep and then wash up after.
You rush out after Sari, still looking for this horrible bunny lich.
After I pick up the bed sheet, I'm gonna use that.
Oh yeah, the bed sheet. It's your
okay.
lucky bed sheet now. Yeah, you take everything with you. The camera cuts back up to Dana. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Morin.
Yeah, Morin just will walk
You walk. You're like, I'm not running. You trail behind them. Gus, you make it to the cusp of the room as the camera cuts up to find Dano standing there. Dano stares on the other side of the room at this. It looks like a golden egg, but it is inset in some kind of like golden claw that looks to possibly attach to something. Danos, what are you up to now that you see that the fire only did a small amount of damage?
Yeah, well, I was going to try something else. I was going to try and use a booming blade on it instead.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you're free to cast it. Go ahead and cast it. Gus will just kind of witness it as you round the corner up to the top there, Gus.
And I presume since...
I was about to say you
presume it hits because it's a deck.
Yeah, it's just you need like a 5 to hit an inanimate object. It's like nothing. It has no shielding, but it's more about how much damage you do. The blade comes out, lashes out at it. You watch as it tings it. Sparks go flying against the gold. It does put a scratch on it, but it doesn't seem again to do much damage to it.
Here comes the thunder.
The thunder to follow, another 10. So that's 12 total damage on this egg. You're beginning to watch as it's singed, it's scratched, but it's still intact, as if it is a solid piece of metal.
Hold on, let me take something as I try for one last chance.
Go, Gus, go. I mean, there's no armor on this.
Oh, for God's sake, yes.
Beautiful. Armor. Nice, yeah. Go ahead with that guiding bolt. Roll that damage.
Level 1. 13 radiant.
It's like, we see the first attack from Danos, the second attack, force damage. The whole building at the top shakes again, things crumble. Then we get this guiding bolt, radiant damage, down on this little, like, egg thing. The upstairs radiates again. You actually knock some bricks kind of free in the surrounding areas. That totals now 25 points on the egg of damage that you have done. It is still intact. That's what I'll say. You don't know if this kind of direct damage is going to be what solves the problem.
Any idea, Gus?
Well, it's certainly not done.
I suppose it's made of gold. We could try and melt it.
Ooh. Did you try fire on it?
Yes. I mean, more like melting it over something so it sort of loses its shape.
How about this?
And I will do my artisan blessing.
Nice.
That I get. I didn't add it to my sheet, but it is what I can get with my Forge Cleric.
Okay.
How much of a like gold pieces wise is the thing?
The whole thing seems to be gold.
No, like gold, like the value of it.
Oh, well, that depends. Do you want the monetary value of it?
Like the gold pieces. Like how much is it worth?
This is just based on looking at it. If it truly is a solid gold egg inlaid in a solid like claw piece that's meant to go on some kind of scepter, this is gonna be somewhere between the 5,000 to 10,000 gold piece range. This is a fortune.
Okay, then that changes a whole lot of if it's in the 5,000 range
or more.
I could I can only go up to 100 gold pieces.
Nope.
Danos, you could make an Arcana check if you want to see, try to learn anything else about it. It was used to like cast magic through.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay. At an 11, you don't know a whole lot. Gus, you could make an Arcana. You're in the room as well, and then we're gonna cut camera downstairs.
Nah. Yeah, I was less.
Oh, it was less. Okay. Nothing. As the camera, like, pans out of one of these tiny windows, literally down the side, it follows all the way down this, as we watch the three, Morwin, Sari, and Crash, run around the backside, following the trail and the print of this rabbit. As you come around the back side of this building, you see that there is an isolated... there's another isolated building. It's smaller, made of stone, possibly used as some kind of storage house or barracks. You're not really sure. It's very indescript. But the door stands cracked open.
Are there no other ways in than the door, through the door?
No. There are no, like, windows or anything. It seems, like I said, this seems some kind of, like, storage house or just spare place. You're not sure what its original purpose was, but the main entry is about the only thing, just with the cracked door.
I will look up Sari and just...
Okay, I got a plan. You go in, distract them, make sure they have their back to the door, and I will come in and use the base sheath again.
Is there anything?
Before they notice.
I don't listen. I just go walk in.
Go. And I start to hide behind.
Yeah, Crash goes to hide as Morin and Sari once again walk in with gusto as the two of you enter. And this was definitely used as some kind of storage facility at one time. There's some, like, broken crates that now lay empty. But what catches your eye is two things. There seems to be some kind of floor hatch in the wooden floor that has been left open. You're not exactly sure how the bunny managed to, like, open a hatch, but it did. The hatch stands open in the wooden floor, leading down into, like, a darker place. And, against the left wall sits a new golden egg, larger than the last one. This one is big.
It's trying to bribe us.
There's no
Is
way.
it class size?
It's
There's
big.
There's no way we can carry that in the bag. And I just jump in the...
Down you go.
And I follow.
Sari behind him. The camera pans back up to the top as Gus and Dano stand there with this other egg. Crash, you watch as you you said you're going around, like, to the back side to hide of the building?
No, just like just beside the door frame, so I can quickly look in if I need it.
Yeah, you peer in. You watch as Sari and Morin, without hesitation, jump into this basement hatch. The golden egg catches your eye. It is large. It is almost as big as you are. Like,
Crash don't care for ghosts, so she will, since they are going down to the basement, she will walk over to halfway down to the basement and just look down.
Look down. It seems to be a ladder, and they have dropped into darkness. But as the camera pans up, Gus and Danos, what are you doing?
Well, we're staring at this egg. So
what? Ooh. You guys are like, what do we do with it? I know this is important. I don't know. The Arcana didn't work, but you guys could roll a history to see if you have any kind of knowledge, maybe on liches.
yeah, I could do that, I think.
Nicely done. You don't know a whole lot about the magic.
Yeah, definitely.
But you do know that a lich usually maintains a phylactery. And there is a high probability, because this item was obviously very valuable to the human side of this original cleric, that this is probably its phylactery. Especially since you're noticing that just general damage is not doing anything to it. But this is a very valuable item, because if you can destroy this phylactery, you can destroy the lich.
Woo.
Now it's the how do you destroy it?
Well, do you remember when we were like downstairs with the fireplace, all that?
Yes.
What if we is this fireplace still going?
We put the fire out only because it looked like the flue was like not completely open, but it's a functional fireplace. If you guys can get the flue open, you could start another fire up. There's plenty of crappy like old wood here to burn.
Well, if you wanted to open the chimney, you could always, with your smaller frame, wiggle your way up there and open it from the inside.
Good idea. And
we could throw more stuff on, and I'll just keep blasting it with fireballs, because that'll Definitely make it heat
Okay.
up quick.
This is a good plan. You guys, yeah, go ahead.
And as an additional, I can also drop the thing down on the ground.
Oh, that's not a bad plan. Just to do like general like fall damage on it. Okay. Is that the plan to like drop it and see if it'll crack when it hits the bottom?
Yeah, and then the fire will do whatever damage else on it.
Okay. You drop this phylactery off the edge. It falls with an incredible rate and speed because it is literally a solid gold egg. It is going to take the same 8d10 worth of damage. Let's see. It takes 37 points of damage as it hits the ground. It makes a loud ting that echoes up. The three of you out back can hear it. Something large and metal hits the base of this tower. It doesn't necessarily crack, we'll say, but it does make a large dent in the gold as you have chipped it almost with the amount of force that was done to it along with the other 25 points of damage. Both of you run downstairs. You begin this fire. You're like shooting fire bolts at this thing. Over time, you do begin to watch it as it starts to kind of melt. The camera cuts down into a dark tunnel. Crash, you stare down at Sari and Morin as they stand at the base of about a 12-foot ladder that leads down to some kind of sewage system. You're not sure how far it goes or if it's just under this. But Sari and Morin, all you can see are two red beady eyes down at the end as this little bunny stands there kind of frightened. It shakes a little bit, its ears quiver in silhouette, and it says, "No. No! No, not my phylactery!" As you hear it scream.
I will
Loose.
cast my Shadow Play again.
Yeah, both of you can take an action if you would like. Against the last remaining bit of this
I just loosen out.
Yeah.
And I use Booming Blade.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
8 does was that just the damage? Or was that you rolled a 2. Yeah, no, that won't hit.
Yeah.
Shadow
You
Play
can
and
actually
Booming-
take it with advantage because it's not moving. It's literally the lich is like leaving the rabbit. So I'll give you advantage on that. Wow, a 20! Yes, take that crit damage.
Oh,
Oh no!
shoot myself in the foot.
Here we
No,
go.
because advantage needs you to not ignore that one.
Very nicely done. So you guys watch. It looks like the lich is being ripped from the rabbit. Its mouth like opens, and the stuff begins to kind of like exit from
Okay,
it
so
as the smoke.
wait, I need to.
You
Yeah,
roll
and-
double as many dice on a crit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll your. Was that all the crit damage?
It was the crit damage and
The regular damage.
no, it's just 2d8
Uh-huh.
and then
For crit damage, you roll double as many dice.
So you would have rolled 4d8.
So
Yeah, so roll
you
one
roll
more.
another one.
Yeah, you get one more d8 on that.
okay.
Beautiful.
So 15.
15.
And I will. Oh yeah, I don't have bonus action. Because I used it
So
on a
the
shadow.
arrow pierces through this like smoky essence that's coming out of the mouth of this rabbit. You cast this blade comes out and slices at the rabbit. The rabbit's body quickly slices in half as the lich leaves it, making it significantly less stronger. It's just a bunny rabbit. This white bunny now lays in a bed of its own blood as the lich seems to have dissipated. And there's this moment, this quiet after the storm, as Gus and Dano stand and stare at liquid molten gold in a hot fireplace. The other three of you, Crash, you stare down and you watch as this smoke, like, brushes past you as it comes up the ladder. Yeah, basically, like, pushes you back as the lich escapes for the last time and passes finally on to whatever other life it rightfully belongs in. But in the wake of the storm, there's this silence that falls. And you hear something. Crash, it comes from your pocket. Danos, you hear it off to the, you hear it both, you hear it upstairs. The sound of eggs cracking, hatching. You look over to your side, Crash, and a large crack comes down the giant golden egg that has been left from you.
I come over so with my seat and hide in the corner.
You pull into the corner as all of the eggs that have been laid by the Lich Bunny burst open. Rabbits of varying sizes with burning red eyes and mangled teeth emerge from these golden eggs. Some of them dash down the stairs. Gus and Danos, you watch as they run out. But it seems that the Lich has left a lasting effect. Yes, Morin.
I have an egg inside my backpack.
It cracks open. An evil bunny comes out of it and bounces free into the sewers. It looks around for an escape and begins running and pittering through the water. It splashes past the dead body.
I throw my shadow blade at it.
Yeah, you throw to try to hit it as it bolts away. It seems that the Lich, though dead, has populated.
18.
The 16 will hit. The blade nicks it in the back, like slices it, but it seems to be significantly more powerful. Oh, a 15 will also hit. Quick roll damage. Let's see if you guys take it down. 5 piercing. What was your damage, Morin?
Okay, so 4.
4 and 5 is 9 total. It is very fast.
My dexterity also, so that's 1, 2, 3, 7.
7. Okay, so you do 7 points plus the 5, so 12. You watch as you basically nip the tail of this bunny. A little cotton piece comes off. It screams, ah! You guys have definitely damaged it. It bleeds and leaves a trail if you would like to follow. But more bunnies begin to populate. They crack free of all the eggs that have been left. And they begin to disperse out from this ancient castle. It seems that though you may have disposed of the Lich, it has left many an evil bunny to thrive in the land here outside of the Ginger Brew pub. What they are up to, or what the giant plan for them is, we won't know this Sunday Funday. But we now have canon. It is canon. There are evil white bunnies that roam the lands of these here hills.
So...
Good luck for future players of Sunday Fundays. Blame us.
We have hatched bunnies.
Crash is the goal.
Also,
by the way,
can I take this castle as my own?
Can you take what? The castle? Yeah, I mean, the castle is empty. As long as you can protect it and keep people out of it, it's yours. It's basically squatters' rights at this point, because there's nothing here.
Can Crash interfere too?
Pete's down.
That's up to you. So what we'll do?
We all just live in this
because it
castle.
is the end. It is the end of Sunday Funday. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around. I'm gonna let you guys tell me after such events happening. What is the How do you proceed? How does your character proceed? Do you take over a castle? Do you follow the trail of the evil bunnies? Do you make it your dying breath to hunt them down? Or do you simply take the gold shells and hawk them for wares? So whatever it is you do. So let's go around. Tell us who you are, what your character, immediately does after this. How do they continue? And where we can find you online. And let's start in an odd order. Let's actually start with Almond Doctor.
Hey everyone, I'm Amon Dr. Cam. You can find me everywhere. Immediately after that, Gus had the brilliant idea. He screwed up somewhere, seeing that all these bunnies left, and he decided to just stick in the castle, sort of set up a little shop to just use the shells as a means to craft goods and stuff for people to protect themselves against the enclave of killer bunnies.
Killer bunnies. Yeah. What a noble cause. Brunies probably would partner with you on this, knowing what the actual outcome is. The local towns post warnings about the white bunnies with the red eyes for local people to be a little bit more aware, especially for those hunters out there that like to hunt rabbits. All right. And anything that we can see you in?
Every other Monday, you can see me on Third Nerds. I'm sorry if you're still here. I can't really pronounce her name.
Theater Nerds channel. Great.
The Theater Nerds channel every other Monday, doing Guildless Ravnica, or how I like to say, not a guild.
I love it. Theater Nerds, another huge supporter of the Dot Lot. So go over there and check that out on Mondays.
Yeah, and every Tuesday you can see me on SS Adventurer doing Pokemon Tabletop United, and every Saturday you can see me DMing Pokemon Tabletop United on Destiny Moon, I think, or just follow my Twitter. You're going to see the link to it.
Great. Well, and feel free if you want to drop your Twitter link in chat so everybody can follow you, if that's the easiest way for them to find you and your schedule.
Just find me there.
Cool.
Amen, Doctor.
Very nicely done. Moving right along, Drake. It has been so good to play with you again.
Yeah, really. So I'm Drake, since you called me, and immediately after all this quest, we'll have used the basis as a kind of a holder for the vessel of this list that we have killed, and give it back. Return it to the guy to get those 2 chocolate bunnies. And then take it with to the castle.
Yeah.
Where she will just try to have them make the chocolate, not even working for herself. As well as sometimes come into the town and steal some things to have in her own room, like some dirty socks and whatever else that's actually useless.
So, I would say this estranged rabbit farmer does keep his end of the bargain. You return the bunny that has been slain at the hand of Sari and Morin, who put the kind of final blow on it, and you bring it back basically in 2 halves. The farmer weeps for this poor bunny, but he upholds his end of the deal and gives you 2 bunnies that make chocolate in return, so that Crash can have 1 friends and 2 all of the chocolate. Also, where can we find you online, Drake, and what are you up to?
Well, you can find me on my own channel, Twitter channel, Drake and you, but I'm not streaming currently, but I will soon begin to, because I gotta soon start to DM some Curse of stuff. For the first time. I have never played in it, never watched it really, so it's gonna be fun to DM it.
Very cool. We'll definitely keep us posted and make sure to link over in the Discord when your stuff goes live in the announcement channel so everybody can catch that, because I have a feeling that there are some fans of the Strahd here on the Dotline. I'm just gonna put that out there. Awesome. And the Helper, hey!
Hello, yes, so, good old Danos, yeah, he's a bit disappointed not getting his giant gold eggs, but I imagine he would gather the shards of eggshell and I'm gonna sell these.
Yeah, and they're very, very valuable. You could probably even, once the phylactery cools, you could probably also salvage some of that gold too.
He probably would do that. And I imagine also while these rabbits are running out, he might try and sleep one so he can get hold of his own rabbit, own demon rabbit fame.
I'd say you probably, rabbits are just rabbits. They're definitely not a lich rabbit, so they're not near as strong as their maker, we'll say, but you get your hands on one of the smaller ones. And when I say that they vary in size, the tiny little ones populated like bunnies. Like little bunnies. And then the big ones populated this huge rabbit. This 3.5-foot white bunny. So you get your hands on a decent sized one. Yeah, and make it. We won't call it necessarily a familiar, but you definitely have it at your disposal if you want to study it or attempt to train it over time.
Oh yeah, I certainly would. It's a new life form, and you got to find out about what it does.
What it does, yeah. It's almost like a dire rabbit, really. Its teeth are very jagged and pointy. It always has this estranged and very crazed look in its eye. Very cool. And where, the Helper, can we find you online?
Well, typically I'm an internet nobody, but I am on the Red Dot Discord, of course.
Yes, of course.
Under the Helper one too. And I have I'm on Twitter. I'm basically the same. On the tweet you posted.
Yeah.
But I imagine some of my players would have been watching this today.
Cool.
All I have to say to them is make your characters.
Yeah, get on that. Yeah, it's funny. I actually, I think I saw a couple people pop in. I was like, "Holy cow, he's playing!" Not, which I love. Very, very cool, and it was great fun to have you here. Hopefully, you'll join us for another Sunday Fun Day.
Of course, it was a wonderful game. Thank you for running it. Of course.
Yeah, and silly. As long as we laughed, and as long as we feel better than we did when we showed up, that is all I care about. And moving up to our little top row here, Draco. Tell us what you think Sari did when all this is said and done.
Well, obviously collect what she can of the eggshells. Obviously, not taking more than anyone else. Selling it, taking the funds, and if Morin lets using the castle as a sort of base of operations to go and hunt down the rabbits. Trying to capture one of the little ones for herself because she wouldn't mind one of the tiny little
yeah,
bunnies.
like a little pocket-sized evil bunny.
Yeah, but she would try and capture as many of the bunnies as she could, while at the same time taking the occasional contract for other jobs in the area. So yeah, pretty much just hunting down the bunnies and staying in the area.
Well, you've got it set out for you, because, okay, so in total, I'd say we probably released about 30 or 40 bunnies into the general populace. Now, if those bunnies procreate, as bunnies are wont to do, we don't know how many we may end up with, but you were easily able to find a pocket bunny, we'll say, and you can definitely, it's quite a task as you begin setting out. You start the hunt, but not before Brunies promises you a very wet drink back at the Ginger Brew Pub.
Yes.
And after a very
grab the
long
key.
festival, by the time you make it back, the festival is long since done. And the bar is empty, and she sits and actually shares a drink with you at the table, which Brunies doesn't always do. She cheers you and says, Good luck hunting rabbits, is the line that she leaves you on. And where can we find you online, Draco?
Well, not really on too many things at the moment, aside from the .discord, at Draco Star on Twitter, and hopefully in a few months' time we'll be run my own game based on The Witcher.
Nice.
And obviously anyone interested in it, I'll drop some info on the Discord.
Very nicely done.
But that's probably not going to happen for a couple of months because I've not GM'd a full game by myself before.
Oh, well, that's very exciting, though. Trust me, it takes me forever. Like, it takes me forever to prep for games. Like, I'm prepping for what I'm going to do in fall now, because I know it will take me that long to get my prep together. So, yeah, that's great. We'll definitely keep us posted, and you guys will definitely see Draco in the Discord. I believe PH has dropped some awesome links to the Discord there. Please do come join the Dotlet. We have a space for everybody. And if nothing else, you can keep up with what all these awesome people are doing, because they post about it. And last but certainly not least, what does Morin do after all this is said and done?
We'll get her share of the shards and then I start renovating the castle in her own image of what castle should be.
Nicely
And Gus
done.
helps you out with that.
Nice. Yeah. You have Gus as an extra set of hands because it will take some time. It's pretty warm. Well, worse for wear.
And from there, she will imagines her own kind of county or something out of this.
Cool.
And
Yeah, it's almost like you start like a parish. Like you get it together, and then you can start housing people and feeding people. Really, it just needed some upkeep, a little tender love and care, which Morin and with the extra hands of Gus are able to offer it. And after a couple months, it's a pretty nice little stronghold you got there. The rabbit farmer visits occasionally, brings fresh chocolate for you and your local people. But you've taken a bit of a step up in the world.
We don't need that. I can make it now.
Yeah, but you only got 2 bunnies. He got 50 bunnies. That's a lot of chocolate.
Well, okay, this was from me only. Then anyway, doesn't matter.
And so, where can we find you online, Anarch?
I'm pretty much everywhere as Anarch Toffee, but I am actually every other Saturday playing at Vamples of Fame of the starter set adventure 5th edition.
Cool.
And you can actually yourself, anyone can join in that community.
Oh,
It's much
cool.
fun.
Well, nice. Make sure to either drop a link here or you can drop one in the Discord. If you guys need,
Yeah.
everybody's always looking for games. So if you want, looks like there's
Yeah.
an open table for you. So
Yeah. So if you're interested, you're free to join. And
awesome.
I am myself gonna start my own game of Dark Ages within, but what exactly that entails? Vampires, obviously, but we will see.
Yep.
And yeah, that's about it.
Very nice. Well, I want to thank everybody. I'm Dot. This is my channel, but really it's our channel. All the dots out there. So come help. Let's keep making this a place for community and for storytelling, which is what I am all about. If you want to follow me, I'll drop some social links. Oh, blah, 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 blah. I have words. I'll drop some social links right now in the chat for you. You can keep up with me. There on all of those many places, depending on what you like. And as PH dropped early, I'll do it again. I can drop our Discord. More importantly, today's show is a community game. That means you can sign up to play in one of these. I release them. We do them once a month, and I release them 3 months at a time. And there are still signups available for both May and for June. May's is a little wonky, and we may be doing some strange things with it. Fingers crossed. I'm actually hoping to host Sunday Funday from the floor of one of the rigs from MoMACon. So we'll be able to do exactly what we're doing, but I'll be on the floor of MoMACon. I'm waiting for approval for that, so just know if you're already signed up for the May Sunday Funday, be on the lookout. There may be some changes coming, but they'll be really, really exciting ones. In addition, if you want to sign up, there is the link to do so. Sunday Fundays, I believe that's an active link. If not, you can still find, you should be able to find the calendars from there. And I'll be releasing, in June, I'll release July, August and September, for everybody to sign up for. More importantly, Sunday Fundays are getting a little bit of, some changes. Instead of running 2 D&D games back to back, moving forward, we will run a D&D game and a Fate Accelerated game. For those of you that are new to the channel, I'm a bit of a fan of Fate, and I am excited to announce that we have sponsorship from Evil Hat Productions. They are going to be providing a lot of cool stuff like Fate Die for giveaways, books, and first access looks at a lot of their products now here on the Dot Lot, which is just so very exciting. So, to say I am excited is completely an understatement. So for our Sunday Fundays, our D&D games will continue like this. They will take place always at the Ginger Brew Pub to start, and they will escalate into fantasy-based shenanigans. But if you're interested in joining the Fate Accelerated game, we're going to be running something called the Breakfast Cult, which is basically a high school view, a very John Hughes Breakfast Club style look. And let me see, I'll get an updated link while I chat here right now. There is a updated, I'll get you guys an updated link. But it's basically a Fate Accelerated game where everybody plays high schoolers at this kind of very high-quality tech-based high school where the occult is happening, and you're basically solving the mysteries of what's going on at this school that is plagued by occult activity. So let me quick grab, I want to update that link, because I should have done that this morning, and I totally forgot to do that. So let me give you guys a new one.
Link is not working.
Yep, I am aware. I am updating it. I literally just said I'm going to update it and relink it to him. Give me just a second. Let's see. Sharing this to... Oh, here we go. Got it. Get a copy link. Copy link. Let's try this one instead, chat. If you guys would like, try this link. I say that if I drop it in the actual chat. Boop. There you go. That link is correct. That should get you to where you need to be. You'll see that obviously today is April, and this one is done, but there will be May, there will be June, and there will be more of them coming along. So it looks like there are a couple things available. So get on that. Come join us. Come roll dice with us. I like playing games and telling stories with all kinds of people. And I want to thank all of you, the 5 of you that showed up today to tell this little story, because I had a lot of fun. As ridiculous as it was, I had a really, really good time. So, next week, remember Tuesday nights right here on the channel, you can see Witch Girl Adventures, our ongoing Patreon-supported game. We'll have a new one coming, Patreon-supported game in end of June, but I haven't made the announcement of what that is yet, because honestly, I don't know. I have lots of ideas and I haven't decided yet. I might put out a little Patreon voting, like little thing, poll, where you guys can maybe vote on what the next one is. If you want to become a Patreon supporter, please do so. You can do it via that link right there. You can join my Patreon for as little as $2 and gain access to all kinds of things like updated announcements. This week for Witch Girls, we're going to be missing one of our witches. So I actually did a private 30-minute game session with the girl that will be out, which is extra content that you will gain access to, but only Patreon supporters. Gives you a bit of a deep dive. And at certain levels, I can do things like run private Patreon games for you and your friends on a monthly basis. Yes, Draco smiles because I do that for him currently. And actually, I want to let everybody know tomorrow morning's Monday, Mayhem stream is actually going to not happen because I will be running a private D&D game for Draco and his friends, which is very exciting. So instead of watching me crochet a witch's hat, you guys will just have to save that maybe for later in the week. And other than that, there are lots of different places you can catch me, but like I said, I keep my schedule online. The best way to get me is going to be on my Discord or on Twitter. So feel free to reach out. I'm pretty much an open book, and I want everybody to come and roll dice and tell stories and play games. So, yeah, that's what I'm all about. I hope that's what you're all about. And we will see you guys Tuesday here, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for Witch Girl Adventures. Until then, let's give everybody a big ol' wave. And I think we should raid someone who's live right now that we can go give some love to. What is it with
online?
I was about to say, roll for it's online. Let's go, you're right. Let's go raid our friends at my home away from home on Roll For It. We're going to start that raid now. Let's go show them all the love that the Dot Lot has to offer. I believe that they are live right now with their Sunday game, which uses Mask, the high school hero. And here we go, raiding now. Bye, raiders. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Ah.